gay. Just common manners.
Oh,
The fuck?
thank you so much.
No problem.
But Bugs and Ray are like really cool. They're really fucking cool, but I don't think they think that I'm that cool.
You're so cute. Angela likes fuck shit a lot. A lot of my friends do. Do you think he would really date Angela or just like hook up with her and then not talk to her for a month until he wants to like hook up again?
I don't know.
How's it going, everyone? This is Daniel, aka True Savage, and I am joined by my brothers, two people that I literally call family. Joining me, and that is first Jedi Granville, Walter Ross, aka Sexual Chocolate, aka Big Wall. Who knows how many nicknames he's got? And then remember, it's been a while, but now we brought back my brother D Film Fanatic, aka Delicious.
Yes. Mr. Philosopher.
Yeah, the philosopher of the Consensus Crew, the Sci-Fi Society, and True Savage Gaming as a whole. And we will be talking about four Consensus Volume 4, and we are going to be discussing the film Mid90s. And I've had this one on the back burner for a good while, and I'm finally able to, just jump straight to it as far as talking about this movie. And I pitched this to Walt and to D, and I want to get their first takes on it before I get my take. And this was a long time coming, man, because for me, 2025 was pretty rough, but then starting off to 2026 is still kind of rough. But we're finally able to break down this video discussion, and we came to a consensus as a whole, because consensus is something me and my boy D started back in 2021. And I will leave the link on the bottom to this pre-recorded video for even the first one we did, and that was actually a two film review, and we stopped doing two film reviews because that takes a lot of freaking time, so we just stick to one film, so that way we break it down, we dissect it, we talk about what we like, what we don't like, and we just uh, give our best thoughts and what we like, what we love about these movies. So starting off, I'm gonna start off with D Film Fanatic first on his take on when he thought about this film, because he just recently saw it and it's been out since 2018. Just to let everybody know, it's 2018 that it came out. And as a matter of fact, D, I know it's only been like about a week, maybe 2 weeks since he actually saw it. So I'm gonna start with you, D Film Fanatic, aka Delicious,
Stop it.
aka D Vine.
Stop it.
Delectable,
There you go. Yeah. So my brother,
Mhm.
Don Malone, What did you think about this film when I pitched it to you, man, and when you finally saw it?
Well, I heard about it a while back, but I never got the chance to watch it. And learning about it, Jonah Hill, he directed this film, and also he wrote it and produced it. So and it's his directorial debut, and watching it and getting the different ratio of the movie and the grittiness, and it looks like a, a 90s vintage skate film. You know, it takes me back to that time when I grew up in the 90s. And seeing the skateboarding and and all the kids in it, having friends and craziness, and the way they talk, the way they dress, everything, the sound, the music. It was a nostalgic, like, road to seeing how it was back in the days, and very relatable, I have to say. Trying to skate like myself and busting my ass like how many times, and video games, the clothes, everything, man, everything really took me back, and it was really it was a nice road going back there, and seeing it. And I feel like the film was shot well, was written well, and all the kids were in the film did a great job, and yeah, I have a little bit of issues, but more positive take on it. And I thank you for presenting this film to me, Sexy Savage, because like I said, I grew up in that era, and it was awesome.
And in that state. That's the other thing.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you threw it in there, bro. I didn't think you were, but you threw it in there, bro. It's like
always
sexy
do.
savage.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. Thank you for that take on my brother D. And yeah, it. I agree with you on those opinions and those points that you put out, man. Because like when we get into it, there's gonna be a lot of nostalgia, bro. This oozes nostalgia of '90s, especially for me and Default Fanatics. Since we grew up, we were teenagers in the '90s, and everything that I saw was literally what I not literally, but not step by step, not in sequence of my life, but a lot of what happened in this movie happened in my life.
Hmm.
And that's why I pitched it to when I pitched it to you and Walt. I literally said, "Look, dude, you guys, when you watch this, you're gonna trip the fuck out because it's especially for D. I knew he was gonna relate to it like right off the
Oh
bat.
yeah, that's why I dress like the 90s right now, man. That's how I
Exactly, bro.
used to look
Yeah,
in high
yeah,
school.
He represent.
yeah, man. Yeah, like right now, I'll even play some fucking music on this shit, because it's a pre-recording, bro. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna demonetize me. I don't even fucking make money anyway. But
Hey, Sexy Savage, cool, calm down. All right.
hey, yeah, cool, cool, keep it cool, man. No, but yeah, but before I get now, pass it to Walt, man. I agree with those points, man, because this was this was a part of my life. This literally like in like I said in small sequences, it was what I lived in, except in in only in Texas instead of California, which I would have preferred. I would have lived in California, but
Right.
yeah, okay. So Jedi Granville, my brother. I know I pitched this to you for a while, and we talked about it for a while too. We talked
Right.
about it for a while back in 2025, and uh, just tell us, just your first thoughts, first take on what you thought about this film when you finally saw it. And it's also like a bit only like 2 months since you saw it, so
Yeah. Well, I recently rewatched it because I figured I want to have a refresher on it and everything. But my first take on when I watched it is like, yeah, this definitely is something because I was in my 20s when the 90s was coming around, and but watching it, I mean, I can relate to it because growing up in the 80s, because I was an 80s baby, born in the
Mhm.
70s and teenager in the in the 70s and teenager in the 70s, a child in the 70s, teenagers in the 80s, I can relate knowing that you watch it, and it's all about belonging, because here this kid, becomes sunburn, but he goes by another name. But the simple fact is that he just wants to be recognized as somebody that's, just be a part of something. I mean, that was something always about me, my identity, about looking at the world, and hopefully people accept me for who I am, not just because of what I do, what I have, what all those other things. It's just because, to me, when you belong to something, or if people accept you for who you are, you feel a sense of, not so much caring, but sense of warmth, sense of security, because that to me is what makes life, being around people who enjoy your company and whatever, worth living for. And we see how he's, in there, and then when he hangs out with these individuals, and then just of course around the city on the skateboards and everything, it's like, looking back when I was growing up in the 80s, it's like that was the kind of thing, I mean, it's just like, I want to just be accepted, even though I didn't do as much as far as what they did. The the few people that I had, friend wise, it was a tight group, but at the same time, it showed me that you can be who you want to be. It's just that you got to accept, one you got to accept you for who you are, for when you accept someone else accepting you. And looking at this picture, it was just that mindset of knowing that, okay, here's a kid, he's got an abusive brother, he's got this mom who got pregnant young, it's we know the tropes, we know all these things, but the thing about it is that he is, it's kind of like something what the characters say, that you are built in you, I mean, this is not verbatim, but you're built on stronger stuff, man. You're stronger than you think you are, and that's the thing about it, is he's this little kid, but he's got a great heart, and he's got a real good stamina about him. It's like you never really know who's got the ability to, go through the punches when they get thrown at him. And I feel like that's a representation of anyone who grows up in a certain area, whether it be the hood or suburban life, or the concrete jungle, whatever. And it's about, who is this person? Who am I? And I feel like anyone who's living as a teenager in the 70s or the 60s or even the 2000s, what do I represent as far as, an individual? And I feel like that's what I saw watching it. And like I say, it just amazed me that it kind of touched me more than I thought it would. I thought it wouldn't be as, you know, accepting in terms of what I would see it as, but as I watched it, it's like, no, this is actually touching on something with me more than I thought it was. And I think that's what I got out of it. And I feel like for anyone watching, they should watch it not so much for nostalgia's sake, but just to realize, like, who are you as an individual, and how is it that you in the world, how do you accept, or how do people accept you? Because as I said again, you got to accept yourself before you allow someone else to accept you who you are.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, man. And again, I'm glad you took the time, and thank you, both of you, for taking the time to watch it. And it's just like, to be honest, like every time we pitch something to each other, rather it's sci-fi, it's horror, or it's um, action, or anything, like this one, drama, or
Yeah,
comedy drama.
it has comedy. I was gonna say it has.
Yeah, yeah, comedy drama. It's like, we've never. I don't think we've ever had any. I don't think we've ever complained much about any of the things that we've any of the movies and films that we've exchanged on each other. You know what I'm saying? Like we've pointed out, or we've recommended.
Mhm.
And
I mean,
when
we mentioned, I mean, because like I know when you mentioned to me about what was the film? Uh, oh my God, I mean, not so much a western dealing with the Indian Native Americans. I can't remember.
The Last of the Mohicans.
Last of Mohicans. I mean, I watched it and I said I could see why you enjoyed it, but I that personally was for me saying not my cup of tea. I mean, that was just me personally. But I didn't say it was bad. I just said that that wasn't necessarily something. It's not because you suggested it. It was just that shows that I personally, as a person, wasn't so much involved with it. But that shows right there too, there's nothing wrong with you or anyone else sharing something or suggest something, because it's like, hey, I'm suggesting it, but that doesn't mean that you're going to take to it to like a duck to water. It
Yeah.
just means that whatever you suggest, it's like, because like I said, you mentioned, you recommended me many other things, and I'm like, whoa, that's like, it's like I wasn't expecting to enjoy, and that's the thing. If I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it, I won't know until I watch it. But if I
Yeah.
don't exactly like it, I'm gonna tell you. I'm not gonna. I'm
Wait,
not gonna.
wait, 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 Jedi, you don't like Daniel Day Lewis? You know what, man? Forget you, man. Don't talk to me no more, bro.
No, it's like you disrespected me when you said
You
that.
know, Daniel Day Lewis, man. I will find you.
Yeah.
I will find you.
No matter how long
Yeah.
it takes, no matter how
No matter
far,
how long it
we'll
takes.
find you.
I will find you. No, it's all good. I respect that, Walt. I
Yeah.
respect your opinion totally. And Daniel, if I could add to what Walt was saying earlier, man, you really hit in the head when you mention like just belonging, to a group, because it doesn't matter what generation, right? It doesn't matter in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Kids, teenagers, they want to belong. They want to have that sense of belongingness, and they want to belong to a group, right? Who wants to be alone, right? And a loner, just like Ian, right? Just like the big brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one wants to feel that way. And what's great about this group of kids, their calming ground, just like us,
Mhm.
is movies. Theirs is skateboarding, right?
Mhm.
But you don't see that in the beginning when you meet like a group of kids. You kind of put them in pedestals, like everything's perfect until you get to know them, right? Everybody has a story. Everybody has issues. That's life, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Let's say looking at you know like the character Ray. He doesn't look like there's nothing wrong with him. He's just awesome skateboarder, cool guy, but you don't know what happened to him in the past,
Yeah.
right? And it trickles down to every character in the group. And I'm glad you brought that up because it's so relatable, and that happens to all of us, even when we're growing up in high school.
Mhm.
When it comes to kids, we all got bullied, you know,
Yeah.
right? We all got like judged of the clothes we wear, even the lack of stuff we had.
Mhm.
But you know, we just wanted to be a part of a group.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
all.
We wanted. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're right. You're right, brother. I mean, we wanted to. I would like jump in on that and getting my quick take on it so we can get started on the
Yes.
and talk about the cast and all that stuff because all you guys' points are great, bro. Valid all the time. I respect. I respect your guys' points. Your input is always greatly appreciated, bro. And I'm always glad to have my brothers. Two guys that are literally like my family on a video discussion podcast. So, and you're right, bro. It's like we all wanted that longing for belonging to something, to especially in the '90s, like in the '90s or the '80s. '80s, '90s. There was so many things that that we wanted to be a part of. Like '80s could have been the hair metal scene, or
Hmm.
uh, you
Or the
know,
teen pop
yeah,
generation and
yeah,
vice and stuff.
and unfortunately for someone like me, I mean me and D, we're very similar. We have a lot of things in common, but like the way we grew up, he grew up in California, I grew up in Texas, and but we have so many things in common. Like if we would have met when we were younger, dude, we would have been like best friends like right away.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's like the way I see it is how I put this my first time seeing it was I heard about it, and I never knew who Alexa Demi was until I saw this film.
Hmm.
And this is a 9-year-old film, man, and it's so crazy that it's 9 years old. And I'm like, when I saw it I saw it back in 2018, and I was like, wow, man, like this is crazy. And then it's just the soul nostalgic part for me was um what Stevie went through, except the fact that he had an older brother. I had an older sister, but it's like but we didn't I didn't have the nice apartment or the house that they had, but it was still something. But it was his drive, his his drive to belong to something, to just be a part of something. And for me, it was skateboarding. And like, the baggy jeans, the big freaking shirts, the long hair, greasy hair, all of that. I had all of that shit. I had it all. Had all of it. And it's like, and it hit me like so hard, bro. Like fucking like Mike Tyson hitting me in the face, bro. Like just like holy shit. Like I resonate with this
So
movie
well.
so much. And not just the character. A lot of the characters, like a lot of the stuff they went through, I went through. So it's like it's not just one character. It's not just one aspect of the film that I related to. I related to a lot of it, and that's why it's like that's why for me it was just I just soak it all in. I can watch this movie every day, dude, and it's just like it's just something what I get out of it, and it's something it's nostalgia. Of course, we're adults now. We move on. We don't live in the past. Living in the past is one of the biggest mistakes you can ever do.
Yeah.
But remembering it, realizing it, seeing it in your head, like, damn, I used to do that shit. Damn, I did all that shit. Damn, I banged that chick. And holy shit, Alexa Demi looks exactly like my freaking one of my ex girlfriends, dude. I was like, what the fuck? Like even the way they dress, bro, the way the girls put their hair, the way the girls like don't even care about having their legs spread open and they're wearing the tight shorts. They're like they're it was the rawness, dude. The only other movie I can say that was more raw, actually more raw and realistic, was Kids from 1994 or 95.
It was 94.
That's the only thing I can. That's the only other film I can really like like compare mid 90s to. And now that's my take. But like I said, that's is all you what you guys put on the info, and the input you guys gave me was, as always, it's freaking fantastic. And I'm glad and thank you for watching it, man. Because now that we get into it, bro, like it's like shit, dude. I'm like,
we're about to get into it, as you
yeah,
say.
yeah. So okay, so just gonna get some small introductions. Mid 90s, stylized as mid 90s, is a 2018 American coming of age comedy drama skate film written and directed by Jonah Hill in his feature directorial debut. The plot follows Stevie, a 13-year-old boy in the 1990s Los Angeles. To escape a troubled home life, he begins spending time with an older group of skateboarders. The cast includes Sonny Soljic, Hedges, Hodges or Hedges. I think it's Hodges.
Pronounce it.
What do you call it? Nakel Smith, Alexa Demi, and Catherine Watterson.
Yes.
So, um, it's just to start off with, like I said, we already mentioned most of the cast, and what I love about this film is that who would have thought who would have thought that Jonah Hill would have directed a film like this?
That's a
And
good point.
yeah, and when I did it, it was freaking crazy, dude. Like it was just so crazy. It was just so freaking crazy, man. Oh,
I'm
give me
talking
a
about
sec.
the film at the time that
Yeah, yeah. Well, the time and everything, like the whole
he went mute. Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, I mean, just to fill in the blank of each. Yeah, there you go.
yeah, yeah. It was it's as it starts off, we get into just the opening of a bunch of skateboards on the ground, and then freaking a few skaters just go zoom right through it, bro. Like I was like, whoa. I was like, because I've had when I used to skate with my friends, dude, there was the same shit, just a bunch of boards there. You guys ready to go? Okay, boom, let's just go. And we'd say, oh, you got this board, you got my board, okay, you got my board. Which board is this? Mine was the blank deck with the marble on it, with the jelly wheels and the freaking venture truck feather lights. So I was just like, oh shit, I'm already telling myself I'm already gonna like this film. And then we head into skateboarding, and then we step into the house,
Stevie's house, yes,
Stevie's house.
and
And this is where, and remember, guys, Trent Reznor. Trent Reznor and hold on, let me double check. Trent Reznor was part of the soundtrack. He organized the soundtrack and ran the soundtrack.
9 Inch
that's
Nails.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
because
yeah.
let's be honest, when we see we see it's down that hallway, and we see like okay, that's pretty much 90s. but we do not expect what's happened when it comes what comes next.
Mm. Not at all. Not at all.
It's
Yeah,
like
and then
it's like it hits you with dude,
Hmm.
just like Homeboy. It hits you like a damn. Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
damn.
You felt it, right, guys? Like I
Yes.
felt it when he hit the wall, man. I'm like, ah.
yeah, and then
Absolutely.
like and then he just and then his brother's gigantic, bro. Like his
Yeah,
brother.
comparing to him. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking like I did not expect that. Walter hit it on the freaking on the
Uh-huh.
right on the top, bro. That and then he gets on top of him, mounts him, bro, and just starts slapping him and this and that. I'm like, what
Not
the
so much
freaking
slapping him. He's like literally like
yeah,
It
dude.
it
fouling him like
was like Drago versus Rocky, right? Like
yeah.
the stature of
Yeah,
them
yeah.
two. You know, David and Goliath. I'm like, oh my god.
I'm like,
And
damn, dude.
our our protagonist Stevie, he's so small and daint and like like a little kid, and for his brother Ian to get on top of him and wail on him like that, it's fucked up. It's fucked up.
No, it's extremely fucked up because the simple fact is, if you compare him to certain things, like he's the runt and his big brother is just the the more bigger dude, and it's kind of funny because here's a juxtaposition of that. My brother used to do this same shit to me when I was growing up, But the thing about it is, it's kind of weird because even though he's the big brother in name, I turned out to be bigger in him in size.
Oh
He's like 5'7". I mean, for 5'8", whereas I'm way taller than him. I was like, what the fuck? It's like, how's that happen? Because you usually little brothers will be smaller than the big siblings, but I outgrew him, so it's like you just don't know.
you're like, hey man, remember that time?
Yeah. And just to add on to this, when he came back in the town recently, I was giving him a hug, and I did, grab me, and I'm
Yeah.
sometimes I don't realize how strong I am. I
Oh
grabbed
yeah.
him, and I kind of hit him on the back, say, "Bro, kind of hold on," It's like, and you got to remember, see, he's like in his 60s, late 60s. He's like, "Dude, I'm not. Don't you don't do that." He's like hurting me right now. So, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was doing that. I
Yeah.
thought, you can take it, but it's like, no, dude. I mean, when I was younger, maybe, but now it's like, and you got to remember, you bigger than me.
You're absolutely right, man. Cause like the first time I met you, you gave me a hug, and then you freaking picked me up like I was nothing, man.
Yeah.
You picked me up like I was Stevie.
But that's
Oh,
just
like
me,
freaking
though. I mean,
Walt's
that's just how I
strong.
am.
That,
Yeah. See?
Nah,
he's so
but
strong, man.
no, but I mean, he did the same to me at G Fest when we first met.
Picked you
Just
up.
and yeah, and I'm not, and I wasn't a small dude. I'm about
No,
220,
that's
bro.
it.
I'm a 220,
Yeah.
dude. He lifted me up like I was nothing, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a like,
Serious, man. He
yeah,
should
like
have
I'm
been
a
a power lifter.
I don't know. Look, somebody said that to me when I was in high school. I say I should have been one of those, but I'm like, nah, that's not my goal, though. I'm saying.
no,
Yeah.
no, you know what? But like the opening was so crazy as you guys talked about Ian just slamming him, and then and then we see his brother doing push-ups in his room and all that stuff. Doing
Right.
push-ups. Anybody can do push-ups. Anybody can do
Yeah.
push-ups.
Yeah.
I used to do close to 1,000 push-ups when I was his age. But the thing is, we get into that part where he's doing the push-ups, right? It's such a crazy opening, and then we see Stevie like in the mirror, and he's tapping his bruises, he's touching them, and he's trying to toughen, he's trying to be tough, and he taps him, and he hits him, and he's like, oh, and
Yeah.
he can't do it. He's trying to go like that, like oh, like I can relate. I can relate to that because every time, depending on when I was 13, I was picked on and bullied more in elementary school. But when I started fighting back, I started always throwing down. Well, they thought about this shit. They're like, okay, now we're in fucking now we're in middle school, bitch.
It's like a different
And like
story.
the first any dude who opened his mouth about something negative about me, dude, I would just hit him, bro. I'd straight up.
Dang, man. I was the straight opposite, man. If I get a hangnail, I'm crying.
Hmm.
I'm a wuss.
I don't think. Look, I think I got you both beat. I think I was the biggest bitch in the yard because there's like,
So-
look, not just guys, not just boys, but girls will beat my ass too. So that shows how purpose was.
But you still sexy, chocolate.
Yeah, but no, but like there, once I got into high school, people started seeing me for my size. It's like I didn't see a whole lot of that bullying too much. It's like say, you know what, we're gonna go the other way. It's like they knew to say, no, don't fuck with this dude because you don't know. Because and the thing about it is, I was not a fighter. I was not somebody who wanted to fight. I didn't want to do that, kind of stuff. But I feel like Stevie pushed me too far, see where it's going to happen, And that's like I say, I didn't want to let that happen to me. But,
Yeah.
and in a way, and crazy thing about that is, it actually did happen to me when I was in middle school. Somebody pushed me too far. I caused them harm, and it's like, and I felt regret about it because I didn't want to go be that monster that some people might see yourself as, But in the end, you realize like you got to learn how to deal with those coping mechanisms. Otherwise, you will be the worst of
Mm.
yourself.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna jump off of that, bro. What you just said, and I became that monster.
Mm.
To be honest, I became that monster because I I um I didn't regret a damn thing when I beat the shit out of those motherfuckers that are trying to bully me. I have no regret, dude. No regret. And I like I said, I was like you. I was like you. I was calm. I was a calm, very timid, lovable. Always cherish everything somebody gave me when I was a kid, bro. But once that it was, I was pushed too far, bro. I became a freaking a very angry kid, a kid who loved fighting, loved using my knuckles and connecting it on another kid's head or face or anything. And that's a good analogy because I did become that. Thank God I didn't. Thank God I didn't. Let it get too far
Yeah.
where it really took over. Really took over my mindset as far as fuck these motherfuckers. I'm gonna hurt somebody till I could have hurt them seriously badly or end up in prison. But the good thing is the good thing is I didn't, and that's what I love about this film too, that it's a coming of age and it's a period piece. And like I said about the opening, we get to after Stevie's tapping his bruises, we see him, busting out with the Super Nintendo on the freaking
Mhm.
on TV, right? And then Ian passes. Here's one of the opening that really got my shit going. I know freaking for D, I'm pretty sure for D it did too. Stay the fuck out of my room, Stevie. And then what does
Mhm.
Stevie do, bro? He gets up and gets his Discman or his whatever, and he goes. What does he do? He goes running to his room and he slowly opens the door. This is where Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. They're the ones that produced the soundtrack. They're the ones that did the soundtrack. This I just kind of recognize Trent Reznor's um his
Style.
his style of music, especially when it comes to lower, like to more emotional, like emotional sounding, emotional types of music. And here's where it gets to a point where he opens the door, bro, and his brother has everything, dude. He's got posters of Mob Deep. He's got freaking
Yeah.
all these. He's got Jordans. He's got Jordans, and from there, I'm just gonna go on a little bit more, and I'm gonna pass it to D Film Fanatic. And then you see him, he has weight set, he's got the bed, it's all kind of like just like very organized, and he's got like all
Because I
kinds
say,
of,
notice how he got the baseball caps hung on the
yeah, yeah.
walls like that.
Well, I did that too, like I did that too back
Yeah.
in I was that, yeah, young. But now, as far as the opening and seeing all of this nostalgic, uh like what do you call it in movies, like wardrobe, all of this nostalgic wardrobe. I want to pass it to D Film Fanatic, bro. What did you think about the opening of the film when it started to really get like, okay, this is what we're talking about? And before I get to that, the Street Fighter 2 shirt he was wearing, total freaking nostalgia and memories, dude. But what did you think, bro? Take it from there, man.
Oh, for sure, man. It brought me back, even to brought me back to my bedroom. I like what Daniel was saying. I had the hats all, propped up, on the wall with tacks, right? And also had the CDs, a few cassette tapes. I had my Super Nintendo. Uh, it had posters, but my wall, my bedroom had posters like all over the walls.
Yeah,
Mm.
Also everything was covered up in posters and the ceiling. Where I got most of my posters from, that you see in that scene, Stevie starts reading one of his brother's Source magazines. That was
source.
heavy
Oh
for
yeah,
me. At those times, I had all those Source magazines, and I loved it because they had really great pictures of rappers. I would take out from the Source magazines and put it on
Yeah.
my wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, and yeah, man. So Stevie's like even with the weights, he's trying out the weights. He's trying every section of his brother's Ian's room. You know, he kind of like looked up to him, kind of idolized him. You know, he had because Ian had everything that Stevie wanted. You know, Stevie wanted to be cool. You know, and I think he looked at Ian that way. Ian's cool, and he had all the stuff that a kid would want in the '90s. You know, including the Jordans. And Stevie, at this time, I think he's at his transition as being a boy to his adolescent phase, you know, which is a teenager, you know, because you see in his room, he still has Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sheets and covers, right?
Yeah.
And you don't see that in Ian's room, you know, it's all teenager stuff, you know, and yeah, it brought me back. And after that, you know, you see Stevie taking notes of what Ian has, what CDs Ian has. You know, you see him write down Fat Joe at the end, and I think he's writing it down because of the next scene prior to that. But also after this, the next scene is you see the title Mid90s, right?
Yeah.
And the scene after that, you see the family, the three of them, having a little birthday dinner for Ian, you know, at this Asian restaurant. And fun fact, the song playing in the background is, do you guys know what it is?
Yep. It's,
I compare a kiss
it's,
to
it's,
a
Rose.
Seal.
That's when you know
Yeah.
it's. That's when you
Kiss
know it's
from a Rose.
95.
Yeah, and that,
From
that's
Batman Forever.
Yeah, Batman Forever. Yeah,
Yes.
that was
Val
I
Kilmer,
do-
baby.
I freaking and I'm gonna talk about that. Like, I didn't realize it till probably like 3 weeks ago when I watched it. It was
Oh, really?
Kiss from a
Mhm.
Rose. I knew I recognized it, but I was like, man, what
Dude,
is this?
it clicked on me real quick. I was like, I
I
love that
l-
song.
that song's dope. Sing a little bit for us, Jedi.
Oh, there is so much a man can tell you, so much he can say.
Hey,
My power, my pleasure, my pain.
pain,
Baby,
baby.
Dude, come on, man, dude.
Come on, man. Come on, Seal.
Yeah,
Batman Forever.
dude. Yes, see,
Yeah,
but
nice.
if you think about it, that shows right there where he says mid-90s. You know, you're in the mid of the 90s because it's either
Yeah.
late 95 or early 90s.
Yeah.
We don't really know, but
Yeah.
it's 95. We know
I think it was. I think
Yeah.
no, wasn't that Batman and Robin? No, it was. Yeah, it was Batman Forever.
No,
It
Batman
was-
Forever.
Batman
came out.
Forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't Batman and Robin. It was Batman Forever with
That was the next one.
with Val Kilmer and yeah, it was
Natalie Kidman. Yeah,
yeah with Chase
Yeah,
Meridian.
Kidman.
Yeah, Chase Meridian.
Yeah, Kidman. And Jim Carrey, right?
Jim
Yeah.
Carrey. Yes.
No, but like,
Yeah,
but also to jump on that one, dude. Before that, it was. I was gonna say. Remember when to D when he was trying on his brother's captain's hat, he's like, these is all.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, he put on the red Pittsburgh, I think Pittsburgh hat.
Yeah.
He's like, "Sup, fool?"
Yeah. Right.
yeah. Like, see,
He's
dude,
trying to be hard, you know.
dude, like, that's all the shit. That's the shit we all used to do. That's what I used to do, dude.
Oh
like,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
you know,
you look in the mirror, you're like, "What's up?"
yeah, dude. But the crazy thing was, instead of having one of those high expensive like sports caps, I actually had a freaking Nine Inch Nails hat that I bought from
Nice.
the Nine Inch Nails concert. When I don't know if you ever heard of their Self Destruct tour. I went to the Self Destruct tour in '94.
Wow.
I was an
Wow.
eighth grader, bro, and I thought I was fucking tough, bro. I had the cap on, whatever, dude. I went into the
Yeah.
mosh pit, bro. I got my ass fucking annihilated, bro. I got my
I
ass,
bet.
but I was 14, bro, skinny as a fucking little toothpick, bro. And my
I
ass,
gotta give it to you though, man. Being brave and going in there.
dude, I
man,
went there. I mean, I didn't last long. I think I was like maybe like not even
No,
5
but
minutes
just
in.
even the thought of going in there, jumping in there. Hey man, if I see that fucking mosh pit, all those white dudes fucking pouncing on each other, I'm like, nope,
Well, maybe when you
thanks.
was younger, maybe you would have, but I mean, as an adult,
Nope.
no, you're not even then. It's
Nope.
Like, nah,
No, but
okay.
I-
I'm gonna go play basketball.
I Hey, well, remember, I was that one skater. I was that one skater kid that played basketball with the jocks, bro. Like I was one of those that, like, oh, what's up? They used to call me. They used to call me, what do you call it, a greaser, because I used to have real long hair and I used to chase it all the way back, and
Yeah,
it was like go to my chin. But I used to have to slick it back because I had to use three flowers. Remember three flowers? Que levato, que levato. Three flowers. It's like a grease where you have to comb your hair. The cholos used to use it,
I
Oh,
see.
and
okay.
that's the only thing that would hold my hair back. Like gel would fade, it would crack, but this one I would just whip it back. But that's why they called it to me, and I was the only one, the only skater that was playing basketball with them. But yeah, but that's why I had to bring that with my boy Deep Pump Fanatic, because he loves basketball. Anyway, bro,
Right
go ahead,
on.
go ahead and get back to the scene, bro, where they're at dinner and everything like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, I forgot one other thing. It was cool though. But before that scene, before the title, before we see the title, we see uh, Stevie, sitting down, you know, um, and we just see the back of Stevie, and he's just bopping his head. I think he's listening to one of his brother's CDs, and you
Yeah,
just see the Street Fighter Two logo, which
yeah,
was awesome, man. His shirt, I just gotta, put that out there because we love Street Fighter,
oh yeah,
and I think it was a Guile shirt, right? That he was wearing.
Yes, it was
yeah,
a
yeah.
guy.
Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah.
was dope. So, anyways, so we get to that the restaurant scene, the birthday scene, and his mom talking to both of them about her personal love life and intimacy with other guys, and it's just it's just not a right conversation to have with your kids,
It's yeah.
basically. You know what I mean? You could see like uh the immaturity level on her side because she's a young single mom,
Yeah.
and we kind of confirmed this because of what she said about Ian, at her 18th birthday, breastfeeding Ian, and and just being a young mom at an early age, and you see Stevie give a present to Ian, and Ian opens it up, and it's a CD, and I don't know if you guys know it's a Far Side CD, and
Oh, I didn't notice that. I couldn't
yeah,
tell.
and Ian just really dismissive. He's really dismissive, and wasn't even grateful for the present itself.
I but
Yeah,
see, I'm gonna tell you something right now. This is something I think I had to put into this because this is why I say I can kind of relate to it in terms of not the time period, but the way bigger siblings, older siblings are. My brother, like it's the one who's living right now. That old, well, everyone's older than me, but um, as much as he loved me and everything, he didn't want to show that vulnerable side of him. He had to show that so-called, aggressive, kind of tough, all that stuff. And I was like, dude, I mean, you can show me that. I mean, even as I've gotten older, I can say, dude, I can see right through you. I know that you have some kind of emotion or whatever, I think that's the thing. He couldn't really show emotion like any average person can, or I'm not gonna say you say normal. I'll just say that he has to show that because remember we're looking at single parent, and like me, like I say, growing up, we were growing up without our father. I mean, even though my father was around before I was born with the other three previous individuals, but with me, he wasn't there, and then that kind of spilled over into that. So seeing him not, I mean, Ian not showing that, kind of appreciation or anything like that, I guess he didn't know how to express it, in a way, But and some people might come up, some might think that's coming off like he's just being an asshole, everything. But you find out that there's more to Ian than just a typical big brother picking on the little sibling kind of motif. It's like, no, there's something more to this individual, And I realized that with him, it's it's complicated because you realize like all the other characters, they're
mm,
complicated. 'Cause as you mentioned before, the mom, she's hot, she's sexy, she is, but that's not something you want to talk to your kids about. I mean, it's like, yeah, you were doing that when you was that. It's like give a different. I mean, I know my mom would never bring up this kind of shit when I was a kid,
yeah,
unless I asked her. Unless I asked her, it's like, did you or whatever, it's like okay, that's not something I would think you would ask, but I'll tell you, But don't bring it up on your own. Don't tell that to your kids. It's like that's just something like keep that's
No,
TMI.
right,
You know.
right. It's definitely an inappropriate conversation to have
You know.
with your kids.
See.
Yeah,
No, I
and
mean, and it's also like, well, of course, that's the character she plays. That's why
hmm
Stevie is like looking for how what my brother Walter Jedi Granville. Sometimes when we talk about, he's looking for not only acceptance for, but for an escape. I mean, he's looking for that outlet. And his brother being so so
abusive.
abusive. Yeah, like, and it's like his. I kind of thought to myself too that it was. I kind of thought to myself too that it was. Um, he probably has his story, because he was, there's no father figure,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
what a lot of people don't understand is, even me as a person being in experience with dating women who don't have kids, it's rough, bro. It's and who have kids that don't have any father figures. It's rough.
Yeah.
hmm
And he doesn't have an outlet. Yeah, he has an outlet by either working out or having his clothes or why is it he gets like I kind of thought to myself, how is it that does he have a job? Does he how come he has all his stuff, all that expensive shit in the 90s? Like, so a lot of that stuff in the 90s that he had, like the stereo, the
That was
weights,
expensive.
that was expensive back then. And then the clothes, and then even the Jordans, dude. The Jordans back then were fucking. Even ask D, bro. The Jordans back
hmm
then were fucking
Oh no,
expensive.
I know that. Like I never bought none, but I've seen them in the store, and I was like, oh, I can't afford that shit.
Can I add to that?
Yeah, yeah,
What
yeah.
you said.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I had Jordans myself, but I didn't have a lot of them. It was just like a
yeah.
couple, right? And even the ones later on that I got, it was just like hand me downs from homies. But what's that called? Just going back to Ian's character,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a lot of trauma there. Maybe some PTSD. From the past, and like you said, having a lack of a father figure weighs heavy. Because there's no guidance there, and I feel like, yeah, this kid has it all. Has Jordans, has his gear, clothes, hats, CDs, and stuff. But I feel like he's a deeper character, but he's hiding behind those things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is what I get.
But and
You
I
guys
want
might not agree, but he's hiding behind these things because there's a deeper darkness behind that stuff. That
and can I
Yeah.
just add to
that
that?
that he has. Yeah, go for it, man.
Um, it's the fact that like I say, I didn't have a strong father figure, for myself, but I feel that's the reason why my brother, tried to emulate a father figure. I mean, kudos to him to doing that, but I feel like the way he did it, it lets me know it's like, okay, then you're not really doing it in a proper way. I mean, because you're my brother, you're not my, so-called father, and I think that made, and this what made me kind of give him me kind of resentment towards him, because you're making it seem like, okay, you're trying to make me walk the path of being a man and blah blah blah, but all you did was kind of alienate me from you by doing that. I mean, like anything, you want to love your siblings, you don't want to distance them from him, but I realized that's what he was probably trying to do. And like you say with Ian, whatever kind of emotional baggage he has, you will see it surface up later on in the film. We won't talk about it right now, but it does kind of come out a little bit, and it's like, wow. I mean, that's why I say all these characters we see, the few that they're there, have a story to tell, but we don't know exactly what the building blocks of that is. When we get to it, it's like
Hey,
interesting.
Jedi, can I say something in regards to your brother?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know him, so I can't really judge, but I feel that he did that because I think he had good intent, because he cared
Yeah.
about you, and he saw that your father wasn't there. But also, it sucks because, like, he doesn't know how to do it properly because he's a boy himself. You know,
Yes.
he's a son himself. Like, and he's trying. And does he have a father figure, right,
Hmm.
to emulate that? No. So he was just doing what he can with the tools that he had.
And that's and
And
that and
and
truthfully, that, yeah, go ahead.
no. I'm just looking at it in that perspective.
But you
Just
know
looking
what?
the
That's
other
a good
side.
no.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm glad you say that because that's why this is what's so brilliant about films like this and everything. I can literally any film that I watch, I can take it and say there's something in there that I reflects on me from my own personal perspective, and I realized like and that's why I say I'm glad you bring that up. I don't feel he was doing it out of spite. I feel he was trying to do that out of love, and I realized, like I say, then that's why I say as I got older, I realized like, well, this is why I say he tried to hold, some kind of sense of not showing emotion or anything like. It's like I understand. It's like you get older, you start to see things in a different light, and I realized like, no,
Yeah.
he was trying to do this to
Hmm.
help me because he knows from experience. He was more experienced than I was. He knew from experience that the world is a dark and damn place. It's a place where people are going to screw you. People are going to like try to take advantage of you. They're going to do all kinds of heinous things. He was just trying to do like any father figure would, which is try to give you the cojones in terms of being able to survive in that so-called hostile. Because let's be honest with you, that's the real world. There's a dream world in our back of my minds where we think the world is, but the world is a hostile place. And I feel like he was just trying to prepare me for what was to come. Because, as I say, I have seen some crazy shit in my youth, and then getting older, and I realized like, well, at least he was there to give a damn and do that. I mean, I feel like I could say that was because unlike unlike Ian, Ian is pretty much beating the shit out of Stevie, whereas my brother, he would, he would like my mom, occasionally spank me or doing like this, but at the same time, where my mom was doing the spanking, when she punished me, him doing it made me like, dude, if it was a point where I get to want to knock your ass out, it's like I don't mean, but fortunately, it didn't come to that. And, I appreciate knowing that I, for myself, could see through the looking glass and know that, no, he's not about that. He's just about making sure that I'm a survivor and I see that what's ahead of me is there and I have a clear direction of what I'm going to go for, and that's pretty much what it is,
Well,
Like
well,
that's,
I'm glad you took the path you took, and it got to you being here, and I gotta say, man, you did a great job. Paving the way, and
I might have had my potholes, but I mean, yeah.
but who hasn't, right? And it's all about getting out from that pothole, brushing yourself off, and just moving forward, right?
Yeah.
So speaking of that, let's move forward. So
Yeah.
after that dinner, we get a shot of Stevie out in the streets in his bike, just riding his bike, and then he sees like two little kids playing with squirt guns. I think for me, this is a symbolism, seeing these kids and how he was a kid, and
Mhm.
then panning, and you see uh, the older skateboarder kids skateboarding outside, messing around to the point that the store next door, the beeper store, the owner of the beeper store coming out and telling the kids, man, get back inside. I'm not afraid of you kids. I was in
Yeah.
Vietnam, or no, he was. I was in Desert
It's a
Storm.
storm.
I was in Desert Storm. I'm not
I
afraid of
mean,
you
you
kids.
never
I
know.
was
He
in
could have
Desert
been in
Storm,
Vietnam.
motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Desert Storm.
Um,
Desert Storm was such a long war. Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
but you could really tell from the way he's acting, he is scared of these kids,
Yes.
and you see yeah, you just see them just like just outside of the Motor Avenue skate store, and you see Stevie taking a liking to the kids, like, wow, these are
These are
cool
cool.
kids. I felt like that's what he's saying to himself, these are cool kids I want to hang out with. So next scene, we see him like reading a magazine in his bedroom, and what's the next scene? Oh, you see Stevie going to the Motor Avenue skate store for the first time. Like you see him outside the store, a shot of him like, trying to gain some courage to go in there. I was like, okay, this is it.
Yep.
Hope everything goes well. This is not said, but this is what I feel like he's saying to himself. Just prepping himself up to go in there. So he goes in there. Then you see all the characters there. You see fuck shit with one of the customers prepping the deck, and Ruben, Ray, and fourth grade sitting down having a conversation. Basically a conversation of would you rather, quote unquote. And I think we should talk about this, all of us.
Yeah,
So,
Would
go
you
Go ahead.
rather, quote unquote, suck your dad's dick or eat your mom out?
Bruh, I mean,
I
even
was like,
the,
really? Are we having this kind of conversation right now?
Ray is literally saying, "Where is this conversation going?"
Is this
But
a conversation?
But the thing about this is, this is what makes it so realistic, because let's be honest, dude. I've been around other teenagers, other teenage guys or boys, girls, or whatever, and they would have topics like this come out of their mouths. And maybe because I'm like I say, maybe because I grew up in a conservative home, mostly, usually because like this is what they're talking about. This is the shit they're actually
Yeah.
emulating. But the thing about
I'll be
this
right back,
is,
guys. Give me a second.
okay. The
Okay.
thing about this is, this was so wonderful about watching this film is that Stevie, even though he comes from a home that it is, and everything, and that's not so much. It's pretty much law of the land. You got to be no walk into something. He's drawn into by these individuals. It's like he can say he can think like automatically like these guys are trouble. These are somebody who's gonna cause. It's like something about them draws him towards them. He is like because everyone has their choice about who they decide to hang with. Let's just be honest. Like I say, I know me personally. I've been around people that, it's like, maybe I shouldn't. But I've been around some people. It's like they've done some stuff, but it's like I still hang around them. So
Yeah.
it's like you are the individual who has to make the choice, like who you want to hang out with, And with him, he decides to hang out with, like you say, what you say, fuck shit, Ray, fourth grade, because something about it. It's an energy. It's some kind of
Yeah.
energy that draws him to them, that he wants
They're
to.
older. They're cooler.
Yeah,
They could skate.
but it's something
You know
about
what I mean?
relating with them. I think that's
Yeah.
another thing. I think that's
Yeah.
what.
I think so too. And freaking Stevie's over there, like just pretending he's looking at shirts while he's listening to
The
their
lingo.
banter, right?
Yes.
Their banter when it comes to would you rather conversation. What was it, Daniel? What was it, Sexy Savage? Would you rather what?
It said it said would you rather suck your dad's dick or would you eat your mom out? But then fuck shit starts
Fuck
saying
shit. Yes.
No. Fourth grade is like, I would rather suck my dad's dick, right? You would
No,
rather suck your
yeah,
dad's dick, right?
no,
What do you say though?
no, but fuck shit was like shit. You know what? I think I would just freaking drug both them motherfuckers. And then he's all like,
Fourth grade's like,
yeah,
yeah, go.
I rather just drug him and freaking whatever. I mean, that's rape. He's like,
I'm like, yeah,
rape. He's like, well, yeah.
Fourth grade's like, that's rape. You gonna rape your parents?
Yes, yeah, he's like, well, no, okay, yeah, fuck that. I'll just rape them. Well, I'll just rape one of them. But I'll just rape one of them. But that's what
I'll rape those. Yeah.
That's what I'm
Ray,
trying to do.
but Ray is like, just like, man, what the fuck are we talking about? What is this? This is why I say this is so for me. Like I said, because I grew up in the '80s, I don't think it got. I mean, it depends on the point of view, but I feel like when they were talking like this, it's like, you know what? No, I can relate to this because I've been around people who come up with these kind of topics, these kind of conversations, and you think like you're kids, but shouldn't you be talking about something that actually something more, in terms of like who's the newest rapper, what's the newest style, what's the?
I'll be right back.
It's like no, they're not talking about that.
No.
They're talking about, hey, would you suck him? Would you blow your mom? Well, no, would you eat your mom out, or would you suck a dick? I'm like,
Yeah. Talking about the craziest shit, dude. These kids. And it's true, man. I mean, we used to do the same shit. So
But
yeah,
but this is the thing that draws Stevie to him, and as you say, he wants to kind of like get to know him because he, as I said, I said this earlier, wanting to have a sense of belonging. He wants to
yeah,
find that there's more to the world that he knows. With home to this, it's like this is something totally different, but it could be concrete for him. I feel like this
right,
is something that could really he could branch out into his existence because you know a person shouldn't be kept in a vice. They shouldn't be put in a box all their lives. They should be able to spread their wings like Troop, spread your wing, spread my wings and fly away. And that's what he's trying to do, and I feel like with
yeah.
him, that's what he's trying to do. I mean, because like I say, you see him at the beginning, trying to, emulate some kind of toughness though. But as he gets involved with these individuals, like it's going to come to fruition, and I think that's a beautiful thing when you watch these moments.
No, well said, man.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. Yeah,
No, it was no, but I mean, I'll add to that too, just real quick.
Mhm.
It's another nostalgic scene. Well, not scene, but it's a nostalgic scene. But for me, it brings back just a lot of memories in the skate shop because the
Mhm.
skate shop was there's this place called Skate City when I was young, and it looked almost exactly like that,
Similar to it.
almost exactly like it. The setup for were to complete the decks, work on the decks, and what do you call it, assemble them, and just that feel. Like there was like they had, how back then. D knows that back then they had those. Sometimes they even had the rave stickers, where they would just put rave stickers, or you put
Yeah,
stuff like that,
I actually know what
or
you're talking about.
excuse me, any kind of like stickers about they had like battles, or they had like rap battles and stuff like that, and all they had like all kinds of stickers of all kinds of stuff, like graffiti. They had the murals, the shirts. Like it brought back for me so many memories, man. Because I remember going there, and my dad had took me there, and it was about the same price when Ruben starts talking about, when they start talking about when Stevie actually goes and sees them skate when he goes back another time, and he sees them skating and all that, and they're actually literally like, oh wait, even before that they start, Stevie's still there, and he's been there for like a good while inside of the skate shop, right? And it's like they're not paying him any mind, man. It's like they're so into what they're doing. Like they put on the videotape of actual footage of skate videos.
Right.
And D knows this. Skate videos were really prevalent back in the '90s, because that's how a lot of skaters were getting noticed. Because a person had what do you call it? He had a video recorder. I forgot. What do you call those? Um,
Video recorders,
camcorder.
yeah,
camcorder,
there
yeah.
you go, camcorder. He had a camcorder, right? And they start seeing the videos, and and Ray, the black kid with the dreadlocks, he's like literally saying like holy shit, bro, like fucking this is like this is what he wants to do. It's like those guys eat in
Mm-hmm.
fancy hotels, they eat nice food, fuck
Yep.
shit. The kid with the long ass freaking blonde hair,
Blonde, yeah.
he's all about just he's a great skater. They're both great skaters, him and Ray. And but they're like, he's more into the just the party scene, and into like, he's not taking life seriously. He's literally in. It's like he kind of knows that he kind of knows that, hey man, if I'm young, I'm gonna fucking live it up.
Yeah, so you just enjoy. Yeah, you
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
enjoy
he's
life.
enjoying it. Yeah, but still, party's a little too much. But like they both have like the same level. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just want to add too, bro. Though, like what you said was like, yeah, you're totally correct because when Ray was watching those videos, he's like, I think the skateboarders, the pros were in Paris, and
Yeah.
he's like, man, look at these guys in Paris, eating good food in Paris, and then automatically fuck shit had to like shoot him down. It's like, I've been to France before, man. Those ninjas are a-holes, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So,
And I'm like, damn, this guy. And then Ray was like, man, but you went with your parents. You didn't go with us, like the homies. So it'll be totally different. So different experience for you. So that's the scene when you see that these two characters, these two individuals are totally a different headspace.
yeah.
Ray's trying to become pro and do something with skating, because this is what they all have in common, right? Skateboarding and it's all what you do with it, right? So
Right.
we were talking about ascending earlier, but then that's what Ray wants to do. He wants to become pro and be do something with his life with and use skating as a catalyst to it. And
Spring.
fuck shit, it's totally the opposite. You
Yeah.
know, I don't think he wants to do anything with it, and we'll see later on of his opinion and where he wants to what he wants to do with his life. So,
Right.
yeah, great point, Daniel.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and then and like I'll pass it to Walter real after this, but I'm just about this scene, like but no, hey, great info, bro. Like I said, great insight, man. Insight. Just keep it coming, bro. Keep it coming, like, and it's like as you like D had that perfect point that fuck shit, has money, comes from money. You could tell his family has money, so he's been to Paris,
Mm.
been all this shit. He has money, so he says like he's like he doesn't take it seriously because he has that. But like say someone like Rick Ray, who's probably from the hood, he wants out of that. He knows what it's like. He's like, dude, I want to get out of the hood, bro. Like I'm not trying to fucking stay here. I'm trying to get out of the hood and make something out of skateboarding. And then that's when we see you know Stevie's taking more of a he's getting actually more invested in them to find out oh what, it's cool and this and it's cool to be a skater and stuff like that. So what he does, we go back to the scene where you know he leaves that and then he leaves the skate shop and then he's back with his brother.
Mhm.
And then his brother's like, well, you know what? Because his brother has a board, right? He has the old school board, like those old
Mhm.
school, like '80s, like fish shaped boards, dude. And it
That's
Yep.
what
says
I had.
cowabunga.
That's my
Yeah,
first
it's got
board right there.
they see like
Hmm.
see nostalgia, bro. I had a board like that too. My cousin gave me. I don't know if you ever heard. What do you call it? Powell
True.
Peralta. It was a Powell Peralta.
Well, at least yours
Freaking
was branded. Mine was like I got from the NEX exchange, Navy Exchange. It was like gray, and I think it had a skull with a snake going through it. I don't remember. I don't know. Some
See how y'all
really
talking? Y'all talking about my. See, I
so
know about skateboards, but I don't know the technical lingo when it comes
so
to boards. Like,
so poser, man. Such a poser. So janky
yeah.
board, man. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, man. Go
No, you got
yeah, but it's fine. But it's like, I mean, but see, you had even at least you had one. It's those kinds of boards are like that's how you start. That's how you start off. Nothing comes in, especially like like me. Me and D who kind of struggled when we were younger. I didn't have a lot of that, so that was a hand me down. That was a hand me down board, and it was Paul Well. It was Paul Well, Peralta, and I think, but I think it has a connection with Tony Hawk or something. Paul Peralta. It was a known one, but it was old school, like '80s, like maybe '88, and that was my first board. And then he had his brother again being the dick. Okay, well, give me your Discman and I'll give you my board. He's like, well, I use my Discman all the time, bro. He's like, well, fuck you then. I'm not gonna give you the board. He's like, hold on, anything in my room except for that. It's like, okay, so he gives them Super Nintendo games, which is like fucking Super Nintendo games were like gold back then.
Oh yeah.
If you had a I don't
yeah.
know,
No.
and then
He gave him like
you know
five of them.
Well,
yeah,
he didn't
five of them,
necessarily
dude. Who
give it
knows?
to him. He took them. Took them.
Yeah, and see, and that scene, that's where you can see, that's where I can see when I saw that scene that there's that he still has that immaturity to him. He still has that immaturity where he thinks he's cool, he thinks he's tough. He has the Mob Deep posters, the clothes,
Posters.
the
Yeah.
weights, and all that shit,
Yeah.
but still has that to me in any way, in my opinion, he still has that immaturity still flows through him. And then
Mm.
he gets it right, gets the freaking Kawabunga, has a freaking alligator with Kawabunga, bro. Then this is where we get to the scene where I'm gonna pass it to my boy Jedi Granville when Stevie goes back to the skate shop, takes a board, and now he's out there watching them skate. And this is
Yeah.
where Ruben comes in. So
Hey, fellas, I'll be back. Okay.
Okay.
okay, go for it.
Very good. No, yeah, I'm trying to remember exactly what went down, but I mean, he pretty much is trying to, not so much assimilate. He's trying to integrate, and that's what I'm trying to say, integrate himself into it because he sees him skateboarding, and he's trying to do some tricks and whatever, but I think now, if I'm not mistaken, I think he went back to where they're. Yeah, he went back to the store
He went,
where they hang out.
yeah, yeah. He went to. There's like a back, not a backyard. There's a to where the skate shop is. There's like yeah, I think it's like a backyard where they have a lot of room and they can skate and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's right.
And
And
yeah, yeah,
this is
and that's where they go.
this is the place. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. This is the place
No, no, I
where
was just
they
gonna say
skate.
this is where. Yeah, and that's where Ruben. This is where Ruben, makes his kind of,
Yes,
his
that's what I
introduction.
was going to because that's just recently. But I mean, that's like they're yeah. He's drinking he's drinking like water, and I think Stevie is like so he wants to fit in so badly, It's like
Mhm.
he say, go give me. I mean, I don't think he told him, but he said, "I'll go and get the fill the water jug up."
No,
For
well,
you,
well, actually, no, actually, Ruben said, well, Ray wanted to get some water, and Ruben had the gallon of water, but it was empty because they were drinking
Yeah.
most of it. And then that's where Ruben says, "Oh man, I'm skating like shit today." And then that's when Stevie says, "Oh well, it looks cool to me." And this is where Stevie's like, he's like, and then he was like Ruben, and this is where Stevie finally has that chance to actually interact with them. And
Yeah.
then Ray comes, like, "Hey man, you drink all this shit up?" And there's a lot of cussing in here, bro. That was the '90s, bro. You
Oh
fucking
yeah.
got cuss words, fuck that. It's all in there. And
And
this is
don't forget,
where,
we see the N word too a lot. I
oh yeah,
mean,
yeah, 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 yeah,
we
yeah,
won't, we
yeah.
probably won't say it on here, but I mean, they say, and this is the, and I want to just spark this up. Look, I'm pretty sure there's some Spanish kids, I mean, there's mostly ethnic kids, but white kids are saying the N word a lot. But it's like, I don't have no problem with that because that's how they communicate. That's how they, and I think
Well, it
that's the
was.
thing about that. I think that's the reason why I say I can relate to this because even though back in the 80s, we didn't say it as much to say, the lingo, the phrase or anything like that. I feel here in the 90s, I think it was more prevalent because I think it has a real richness to it because they're not saying it as a insult. They're saying it as to say like, like you my homie, you my, my bro, all those things. It's to really connect with. So yeah, they're in the back there, where they're skating, and they're doing all these other things. And I think this is no, this is no, this that's comes later. And he's able to make that breakthrough. He's able to make that breakthrough. He's able to do that, and he does this for a minute where he comes back home kind of late. I mean, because his mom was like, "Where you been?" It's like 7:30, and everything like that. I'm thinking this is where it's kind of like that, But he's like, he's defined all the things that his mom was teaching him and it shows right there, not so much his rebellious side, but as you tell me, his evolving mode.
Yeah,
He's
his
becoming
point. Yeah,
something different. He's doing something
his,
that he never thought he could do, but he's doing it. You know. So
yeah,
as time progresses, they go into this park, where you can say it's more of a sit down place, everything, and they're skating there where it's over this 10-foot fence, they get over there, they doing all these, they're skating and everything. And while they're sitting down, this security guard, as homeboy, as a Fruction would say, you're a rent a cop, you're a rent a cop and everything. And he's telling the kids to get on out of there, get on out, get on out.
yeah, yeah. Hey, y'all motherfuckers. Yeah, y'all my niggas. Give me that. Get the fuck out.
Yeah,
So yeah, get the
exactly,
fuck out.
But
And this is one of the funnier parts too. Like what does he tell him? I mean, I won't, I'll pass it back to you. I was like, I think what he says, "Hey, you with the freaking, hey, you with the cute little fake badge, come here."
yeah,
It's like,
see?
yeah, no, it
Yeah.
was
Hey, you
yeah,
so cold, looking like motherfucker. You shouldn't be using the N word.
Yeah, right. Because it's funny. Because look, Ruben is not Ruben, but Steve is about to leave because he still has that, essence of, it's like, okay, maybe I should go ahead and leave, and everything. But it's like, I mean, Ray is like, bro, sit your ass down. Don't jump up because he's saying,
sunburn,
Mhm.
sunburn. Hey,
yeah,
sunburn, come here,
Hey, Stevie,
sunburn.
come back. Stevie, come back.
please come
Stevie,
on
come
back.
back.
That's a rent-a-cop. That's a rent-a-cop.
Yeah, don't listen to him.
Hey.
He nobody. Because then you see Ray go up to the fence, and homeboy, you thinking like, there ain't gonna be much intimidation. He kind of backs off from the gate. It's like he's
Mhm.
like, Man, get the fuck out of here. You know, go take your ass
Yeah, he
somewhere else.
tells
You
him.
know.
Hmm.
Like Ray tells him, hey, you're smoking on school property. He's like, yeah, well, Jesus smoked too, man. Jesus smoked freaking menthols. He smoked
No,
cools,
no, no.
motherfucker.
Ray, no, Ray was like, man, I'll hop over this fence and beat your ass. It's like, do it then. And Ray's like, hey man, you need Jesus.
He's like, you
You
need
need
Jesus.
Jesus.
You need
Yeah.
Jesus.
You
No,
need
but
Jesus.
it's
Like you
funny.
shouldn't be
But it's,
smoking in school property. It's like, hey, Jesus smoke cigarettes. It's like, yeah, what kind of cigarettes do you smoke? Jesus smoke cools.
yeah, and then there's another part too where there's shit, man. There was a part where he's the security guard's telling Ray, he's telling Ray, hey Ray, he's like, hey bro, he's like, wait man, you black, why the hell you hanging out with these white boys? Surfs up, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Surfs
surf's
up,
up,
motherfucker.
surf's up. And then
I don't,
he tells fuck shit like, you look Samoan.
Uh,
yeah,
yeah,
dude,
Yeah.
it's
but you know,
no, but it's
but I was gonna say during this time, he still has that board. Stevie does. Well, we're gonna call him Sunbird, but he still has his board. Eventually, Ray upgrades him. He gives him. I think he gives it to him for free, if I'm not mistaken. I think he earned it. Because he's been
well
hanging with him and everything.
that was a part where we'll get to that's a little ahead, but we'll get to that
Okay.
part. That remember Stevie takes a chance that he wants to fit in so badly that he steals money from his mom.
Yes,
He
that's yeah.
steals he steals money from his mom, but his brother is also a bad influence, an even darker influence, saying, "Well, you know what? You asked me for $40. 40, that's a lot of fucking money.
Mhm.
Well, why don't you?" And he says, "Look, go right there, get that money, get 40 for you and 40 for me, and there you go. You'll have $40, and I got my side of it." It's like he
Yeah.
influences him so he won't get in trouble.
Hmm.
So it won't, if they're gonna get in trouble, it's not gonna be just him
Yeah.
Right.
that's gonna take
And
the
and
fall
and
for it.
Steve was like, man,
So
if it just feels wrong, it feels bad, right? Steve was like, yeah, it feels wrong to do this, but he did it anyway because, like you said, Daniel, it's just like Ian influenced him to do so. But and then what happens? I think he when he does take the money, he kind of self punishes himself with
yeah,
the brush, the bristles of the brush, and he's just like scraping his thigh with it, just punishing himself
yeah.
because deeply he knows that it is wrong to do.
Can I get it? Because I gotta put something in here. I gotta share something with you guys
Yeah,
because
go for
yeah,
it, man.
I told you before,
Bro.
films like this are so relatable for me, and you would never believe that I did it, but I'm going to tell you what he does when he steals money from his mom. I did the same damn thing when I was a teenager. I stole money from my mom to buy a porno mag. Okay, I mean I did this. I'm not proud of it, but to say that you're a youth, it seems like you know better because your mom, you have these morals, you have these things that are instilled in you. But when I watched that scene, knowing that he took the money, it's like your dumb ass stole money too from your mom. I mean, it's like you did the same thing. See. I know for myself, I come off, so-called squeaky clean or stepped in, depending on how people see you. But I know for myself, yeah, I did something wrong. But when I did it, I didn't really look back at it. I didn't really think about it. Because I did it for a reason, even though it was a stupid reason. But for Stevie, he's actually doing it to kind of, grow in terms of, being with somebody. For me, it was because I was horny. So it's weird thinking back to this, knowing that this is a reflection on some things in my life, and it was the '80s, and I'm just like, it's like, boy, what is that's why I say I look back now and realize like I was not that innocent. I might give that persona of being innocent, but when I look at myself and look back into that glass of what I was, it's like, no, nigga, you wasn't that innocent. You were breaking laws, well, it was just small time. So but I just wanted to throw that in there because
Dang
that's why.
it, Jedi! I look at you so different now, man.
Yeah.
So
So
different now.
I
I'm
had to
judging
bring
you
that up.
heavily, bro. No, man. Who can? I
How
was the same way. I
dare
was
you?
worse.
How
Yeah,
dare
how
you,
dare
Daniel?
you, man? How dare you? Hey, man, I was worse. I was fucking stealing bikes. I told Daniel.
Mm.
Remember, Daniel? I was stealing bikes, man. I was a thief. I stole from my mom, just like you. Stole money, stole bikes. I was a horrible kid. I got in trouble with the military police.
Oh wow.
Well,
Okay.
at one time they were chasing me on a stolen bike at night. There was three of us, right? Three of
Mhm.
us, and when the police was behind me, the military police with their lights, my homies split up, and I was in the middle. So they fucking chased me down, and I got in trouble. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Be
that's
like, yo,
yeah, man.
you know,
Don't feel bad, man. Don't feel bad. There's always someone worse.
But I don't feel bad about it.
yeah,
That's what I'm
remember,
saying. I mean, I look back and I know I did something heinous, but thinking back, it's like, yeah, I mean, that was my youth. I was stupid, I mean, I was young, dumb, full of cum. So I was like, yeah, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I used to take my parents' car out at night, bro. And I was a thief. Remember, I told you I was a thief. I freaking used to steal. I used to steal CDs and all kinds of shit. Like,
Hmm.
dude, before I knew it, man, I had like a stack of CDs. Like, I had a stack of
Hmm.
CDs like the size of a shoebox, like
Oh
the big
wow.
shoebox. And it always started with one, and then I ended up with who knows how many, like at least like 20, maybe close to 18. But once I got caught, bro, I got scared straight, bro. And I freaking they sent me to my dad put me to work with him, and I worked because he worked for the Monsignor for the place I told you for San Rafael Parish for the
Hmm.
church, and that they worked me so hard, bro. Like I was like, fuck this shit, dude. I'm never gonna do that again.
But you know the
But I
weird
but
Yeah,
thing
I
about
understand.
that, I've
Yeah,
just
go ahead.
said not that I interrupt you, but you know the weird thing about this, I did little things of stealing stuff, but I never got caught. That's what say it's like. That's why I know an angel was looking at me. I know it's like I know God was looking down on me and say, "Okay, Walter, I know you were taught better than this, so you need to learn better than this." But I think for me, God was letting me know it's like, okay, you're gonna get a time where I'm not gonna let you get away with that. You're gonna get your ass served, and when it does, then you're gonna see how you're gonna react to it. But in my youth, didn't get caught, but that showed me right there. It's like, okay, I feel like as I matured, I was like, okay, Walter, do the honorable thing that you was taught and stay on the straight and narrow. So after that, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's funny when you do things in your youth, they seem logical, but when you get older, you're like, that was the dumbest fuck thing you ever did because you think things
hello,
like,
911. I have a homie that wanted to incriminate himself.
see, that's what I'm talking about. I just want to throw it in there because it's like
Right?
it's funny how I didn't get caught, but at the same time, it makes me realize I made sure that later in life I was like, yeah, don't do that shit, man. So that's why I say as a kid, you're living your life, but as an adult, you realize like you should have known better.
It's all good, brother. It's like a passage of
It's funny I'm
uh,
loading all this here because,
growing up.
as I say again, yeah, growing up, what you like to say, watch this film, it's like it just sparks a lot of uh, thought process what
Yeah,
I was dealing with. And even
yeah,
though that was the 80s, it's still relatable because with the 90s, it's still the same thing. But like I say, any decade, time period is
Hmm.
relatable. Who does what and how you're affected by it.
yeah. That's
Well,
why
I mean, what's
movies, films, books, like it's so subjective, right? It'll definitely from every individual, it'll make us feel different. Whatever it may be. To other people, it's like, oh, it's just a nostalgic coming of age period piece. But to other people like us, it brings us back to those days, and it just opens like a door to those memories again, and relatable situations. So go ahead, Daniel. I'm
yeah, no,
sorry.
Yeah.
no, no, it's but no, you're good, bro. No, but truthfully, like it's I think my camera's kind of freaking slowing down because it freaking started raining again. But I was gonna say, no, yeah, it's true because see, because when you start stealing, bro, and you get good at it, it gets addicting, and you think you can keep going and stealing. And I used to have to steal. I used to take. You couldn't really. I tried to take scissors with me because I had to. I used to steal the CDs that had those protective casings where
Yeah.
the ringer was in there in case they passed through the sensor. So what I had to do, I had to cut them out. I had to cut them out and then put them in my stash 'em in my baggy ass jeans. I had baggy ass jeans, so I would just stash them in there. And I shit you not, bro. I stole at least like maybe close to 10 CDs and never got caught until I started thinking I was slick. When I started thinking I was
Mm-hmm.
slick and I'm fucking slick and all this shit, whatever, and I got caught. And but anyways, yeah, it's yeah. Of course, we were stupid. We were young and stupid. Everybody's young and stupid, bro. And that's just life. That's a part of life. But we learn about it. We mature. And then I was gonna say now to move on. I'm gonna pass it back to D, but I'm gonna just mention the fact that remember he stole the money.
Mm-hmm.
He got $40 because Ruben offered to sell him his old deck for $40, and this is where Ray and fuck shit start taking him under the wing. They start going to the courthouse, talking with people on the people that are homeless. All the skaters go there to the courthouse.
Yeah.
They know it's illegal to be there, but they're there anyway. They're skating because what is it? What Here's something that I'll just say before I pass it back to D. When I was skating, I used to go to the mall downtown to the schools, just like when they jumped over the fence. Like all of those places were the best. Downtown was another great place to skate because they had the
Yeah.
rails. They had a lot of the high. They had a lot of the high what do you call it, rails. Curb slidings and all of that, like rails, and us you could slide. Because me, I loved ollie over stuff, and I was a rail slider or a nose slider. But it's addicting when you find so many good places to skate. And they were it's funny how they were you know being chased after that when they were at the courthouse. Hey, 50, 50,
Yeah.
50. So, and it's like and I said before I pass it back to D, um, they now that he has his board, they take him under his wing. He's starting to he started even Ray and fuck shit are taking a liking to him and kind of like bypassing Ruben because Ruben is more of he tried like in the beginning he tried to be hard. He tried to tell he tried to tell Stevie that don't be do that shit. That's gay. That's stupid. And honestly, I went through that. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna point that out before we move on back to D that they're gonna when they go to I'll leave it Alpha D when I finish. But what I wanted to say about Ruben, I had a friend just like him, but he wasn't much of a bully. He wasn't that much of a bully. He was more of I can tell this kid was going through a lot of shit. He was probably bullied himself. He was poor, didn't have a lot, and I guess the machismo shit was what he's used to in his life. So he tries to do that, but he doesn't do that to Ray and to fuck shit and to even fourth grade. So uh, he kind of like there's like a little point where there's envy now. There's jealousy because fuck shit and Ray are starting to take a liking more to Stevie because Stevie seems more grounded and he's still shy. He's still shy. He's still like trying to figure out he's trying to figure out where he belongs. And this is
It's kind of funny
where
that
I'm gonna
the
leave it
Ray
with
is structure of the
D for
hierarchies, and yeah, that's what I was going to say. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, yeah, yeah, exactly. Good point. No, good point. And then I'm gonna leave it now. I'm gonna leave it with D and D. Let me know if I missed anything that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
I
We're
just
gonna get
wanted
to
to
the
ask,
part
did
where
you
they
guys?
go to the top of the roof.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
just wanted to ask. Did you guys talk about how Stevie got his nickname?
Actually, I don't.
Yeah.
Did
Oh
You
he? I
did? You
no,
mean,
did already?
no, I don't. We
Hmm.
did.
I don't know if you guys want to go back.
No,
That's fine. You can continue.
I forgot. I mean, because
no.
I don't even remember how he got his name. Not
Yeah,
even
just real quick before I pass it back to you.
Oh,
Yeah, real quick before I pass it back to you.
I think that's the scene when yeah, Stevie gives Ruben this $40 and to get his used board, and then you see what's his name, Ruben, get a new deck from the wall, right?
hmm
Brand new deck, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna set this shit up quick, and all right, yeah, I'm gonna set this shit up right, and then you see the boys like having one of those conversation again, like um I think fuck shit was like, I heard that Mexicans are lazy or some shit like that. He
Yeah,
asked
yeah,
Ruben. He was like, "Oh, does people say that?" Well, every time I see these fools, they're always building buildings and stuff. You know.
yeah, yeah,
But anyways,
Mhm.
and Ray was like, "Fourth grade, I got something to ask you. Why do white people love their pets so much?"
yeah,
So
yeah.
they got into that conversation, um, and and then I think fourth grade asked Ray's like,
Great. Yeah,
"Oh no," he asked Ray like, "Is it cool to be black?" Yeah, and
yeah.
and, and Ray's like, "Man, you better watch out what you asked," and he asked Ray again, "Do black people get sunburned?" He's like, "What the fuck? When I thought you had a brain, you're you're dumb as shit."
You know what?
and,
Now,
and every and everybody's all laughing,
yeah.
and then Ray pans to Stevie's like, "What about you, little man? What do you think?" And there's a awkwardly silence there, a moment of silence, and Stevie was all like, "What are black people?" And they all, and Ray for a moment he's like, he starts laughing, and fuck shit's like, "Fuck shit, that was dope. Yeah, that's dope." And y'all trying to,
Yeah.
are y'all trying to go skate? Let's go skate then. And that's what, and then fuck shit's like, "Sunburn,
Yeah.
sunburn," and
Yes,
then
it was like
that's how
sunbird, and then
Stevie, sunburn. That's how Stevie gets his nickname.
yeah,
Okay.
and then
And
Ray,
Ruben,
yeah, and then
Ruben
Ray's
like,
like,
and no, go ahead.
go ahead. I'm sorry, man. I didn't go ahead and finish. I didn't mean to let you
No, I
start.
was just about to say like what you were talking about, Ruben. His character, like just like your friends, like he's an asshole, man. It's like, what was that? You know, he's like, what's up
I
with
think
that?
No, he
maybe with
says,
Ruben, I think he was trying. I mean, he was in there, but I think he might have been trying to. Or whereas Stevie, he was like, as I think what Daniel was saying, what Savage was saying is like he's a real one. He was something I think because he's pure in that sense that he's able to flow into it better. Whereas
Yeah,
Ruben, I think he was trying to emulate, but he was trying too hard. You know.
yeah, right, right,
uh
right. That's how I feel too, man. When it comes to Stevie, he's just going with it, just being himself, going with the flow. And but Ruben, he's just trying to be somebody.
Yeah.
He's trying to be cool. You know, I don't know if you guys remember, like he stated to Stevie before when they're smoking cigarettes, right? He's like, you should look up to me. I smoke, I skate, I fuck bitches. I'm like, you hardly smoke, hardly can smoke. You could hardly skate, and you don't get no bitches. You know,
And
so
we will see that someone gets their cherry pie.
yeah, hey, oh, and with Ray, one time Ray, before I pass it back to D from Fanatic, bro. D, you're killing it, bro. You're killing it in this
Yes.
freaking in this discussion, bro. And then this is where we're when I think they're going one time, and Ray Ruben's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck all these bitches, and Ray's like, shut the fuck up, you ain't fucking nothing.
mhm. Yeah, you ain't
He
fucking nothing, right?
he just literally says it, but he says it so like nonchalant, like not giving a fuck. He's like, shut the fuck up, you ain't fucking
Yeah,
nothing.
because he already knows, right? He already knows
Yeah,
how.
and then
Yeah, you already know
the
how
way
he
he says,
is,
but the
who
way
he
he
really
says, yeah,
is.
man, you gotta look up to me, man. I'm fucking badass, bro. I fucking
Yeah, I'm
smoke,
badass.
I fuck bitches, I
Yeah,
skate, I
you're
fuck
right.
bitches. I'm like, see, and that's the thing, like that's
You
why I
ain't fucking
remind
nothing.
you. And Ray's like, shut the fuck up, you ain't fucking nothing.
You ain't fucking nothing.
And then
Man, I'm like,
yeah, dude, and then but here's another good quote before I pass it to D, man, because there's a
Mhm.
lot of stuff that it's because me and D can dissect this film because we
So
relate
easily.
to it. We
Yeah.
relate to it so much, and I like it how fuck shit had one of his great moments, and he says this. He says,
Oh
"Man,
yeah.
you know what it's like when they talk about skating with the guy who's homeless. He's like, man, there's something about riding a piece of wood,
Hmm.
Oh, you're talking
and
about when they're in the courthouse. Okay.
yeah, in the courthouse."
Okay.
And he said, "Man, there's something about me about writing a piece of wood that just it I forgot what he said. Like
It
if
just,
I
just
didn't, I
makes him
didn't
happy. It makes him
yeah,
happy. It makes him smile. Like, how does a
yeah,
writing a piece of wood make someone feel like that?
yeah, exactly,
It,
exactly. And
but what he's getting into, what he can't really go into detail is the spirituality of it, right? Like just like someone, and it's the way it makes you feel. Just like someone who does, MMA or jujitsu, you get to that phase like it's like calmness, you know,
Yeah.
even if it's like a trying sport or martial arts. Even when it comes to me, like when it comes to basketball, there was this time that I was like, I was just in. It's called being in the zone. I'm just in the zone. One time, I was playing pickup game with my cousins, and I was just in the zone. My cousin was like, "Man, you look like David Beckham out there." Like he's comparing,
Yeah.
to how it was going. It's just like everything was easy to me. Everything I saw like how to pass the ball. I saw where where my teammates gonna go, and I know where to pass it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a deeper meaning there. That's what I got.
It is.
What fuck shit was talking about, but also he can't relay that information deeply, and because it's fuck shit. And uh, a fun fact: the homeless individual that they're talking to is a
Dale
rapper named Dell
Funky.
the homie, the Dell the funky homo sapien. What
Sapien.
is it? Yeah,
That's what it
yeah, it's
is.
a rapper.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
thank you for bringing that because I want to say please. I
I didn't
also
know
want to
that. I
mention
didn't
that.
know that. Who's
Yeah,
he? I don't know that. Is he?
he's a rapper.
yeah, he's a rapper. Dell the funky homo sapien. Look him up.
Look
Um,
him.
what's one of his songs?
That's what I'm trying to say. What's one of his
Is he
songs?
Uh,
more underground or something?
No, he ain't underground. He was
Um,
real popular
he
back
was
in the
mentioned, but
80s.
he didn't blow up. And you know what? I bought his CD back in the days. I did not know who he was. I never heard his songs or his single. I just love the CD. I think I just took a liking to the CD case, and I put it in. He's pretty dope. He's funky, man. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm
yeah.
trying to say.
That's
Um,
Now you
crazy. No,
said
well,
that.
no, but like, but not like you said, man. That's a great analogy when it comes to, before we even move on, that it's funny how you say with you it's basketball, and you tried the skating too, and on me it was always a martial arts first, and then it was skateboarding, and then it was basketball, and then it was wrestling, and then it was boxing, and then MMA, and it's crazy how yeah, I didn't get very far in either. I didn't get very far in either one of them except for MMA and boxing. But I'm just glad that, like, if any younger kids will look at this, or if any kids that I meet down the line, or family members like my nephew when he gets older, um at least it's good that all of us did something, bro. It doesn't have to be something spectacular. It doesn't have to be something that's, oh my god, this and that, like I'm just glad that I was able to. I started with martial arts, and then skateboarding, and then wrestling, basketball, and then boxing, and then MMA. Like it's so, even if you're not good at it, it's worth trying something.
Right.
It's worth, yeah, it's worth trying something. And the thing about this too, man, like we're probably gonna go over the 2 hour mark. I don't give a shit, bro, because we're so into it right now. It's just that, like, it was the spirit of the time for me, mostly back then, that was the culture I lived. Like the rock music, the rap music, the long hair, the baggy jeans, the long shirts, the Adidas, the Converse, the Airwalks, the freaking all that kind of shit. All the stuff I lived. It hits me so hard because I lived it. Because me and D lived part of
Lived
it.
in
Not
that
not
moment. Yeah.
not exactly like this movie, but this movie has so many similar aspects to what we lived, like the smoking, partying, fucking bitches, fingering bitches, like what I mean. But we're older now, of course that, but it's like it's something that it was the times for us, for like me and D at the time,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
excuse me, that's why we relate to it so much. And I didn't even know that was, and also I didn't know that that guy was a rapper, and it's crazy that
Yeah.
Jonah Hill was from LA and he was also a skater, and that's what D was telling me, and D will elaborate that later on. But it's just, man, like this movie, even though it was an independent film,
Mhm.
it hits hard for people like me and D. It's me mostly because I was an actual skater that had the long hair, greasy hair, had the
Right.
freaking skateboard, the airwalks, or the freaking the Adidas stuff, shredded. I had shredded freaking like pants where you cut them at
Hmm.
the ends, they were shredded, and that was the style, and I was a part of that culture. That's why it sits with me, and it hits me so hard because I love that culture.
And can I just
Mhm.
add on to this? It's you say it's an independent film. I feel that's the problem with Hollywood. I mean, I'm not going to get too political about it, everything, but
Hmm.
this was released by a studio called A24, which is a very strong independent run kind of a studio that
Yeah,
releases films like this. And it's sad that films like this, they because I saw the trailer in the theater. I saw this trailer in the theater. I was just like,
yeah.
that's a pretty cool film. I might want to watch it. But I didn't get a chance to see it in the theater. Everything. But I feel like that's the problem with Hollywood. They push hell, they ram these different kind of independent or see stories out the limelight because all they want to focus on is on more, comic book movies, more, these alien reboots or Terminator, everything. It's like y'all not focusing on freshness, something that is actually something that can hone in on what we grew up on, or something that say is relatable or something that's different in terms of watching. It's like y'all keep rebrandishing, refurbishing all this shit over and over again. People gonna get
Regurgitating.
they're regurgitating all that shit up. It's like you think people not gonna get tired, you know? I mean, that's why I say when I'm in, and this is before COVID, this is before COVID. I probably saw more independent made films in the late teens than I saw a lot of the so-called blockbusters that came out at that time, because there were so many of them, there was so many to choose from. But nowadays, there's not really much of those independent. There's some, but unfortunately, like this one, it got pushed under the rug. I mean, not so much, but it's like you don't see it. I mean, and I'd rather watch those because to me, when you watch these kind of independent films, there's so much of a richer, enduring story to them that anyone who watches them is like, it's like, this is something different, but I kind of like to watch it, And Mid90s is no different, It's something that someone can relate to, and it's something that I feel that a lot of people can really jump into and say, "Boy, that's a really good story." I'm like, I didn't think I was gonna enjoy this. I mean, I know there's a film called, Three Billboards in Missouri. I think that's what it's called, with Anne Bancroft. I think her name. I forget what her name was. But anyway, I saw that in the theater, and I didn't realize I was going to enjoy it as much. But when you watch it, you realize like this is no action picture. This is no so-called, sci-fi or a horror. It's an actual comedy drama that is something relatable when you watch it. And when you watch it, you realize that this is this is something you want to hone in with people.
Hmm.
And Mid90s is something, and the funny thing is that picture came out around the same time this picture did. And it's sad that this picture didn't get the kudos that it deserved, because it's like I say, it really is something that hones in on you guys is time when you was a kid, when you was in your youth. And it's just sad that it didn't happen like it should have. I mean, like I say, I saw pictures back in the '80s that I could relate to. I mean, let's be honest, a lot of John Hughes films we relate to. I mean, I'm a big Ferris Bueller fan. I love that film, but it was something relatable. Even though he's breaking the fourth wall, it was something relatable in that film with the character of Cameron and how he has to deal with this and how he's an introvert and all these other things. It's like all these things come out and you realize like, and even though that was a more studio big head film, it was relatable. Whereas this film is relatable, but it's more low key. And I wish more low key films got the kudos that they should have, because they really are touching on the art of what you see in general life. But again, Hollywood, go suck a dick. Y'all are gonna be dying eventually soon because y'all are not giving the shit that you should be producing.
Yeah.
That's sad that is. But I didn't mean to go on that rant. But I mean, I just
No,
feel I have to say that. I think it needed to be said. You know.
no, it's I'm glad you said you said it, man, and you're totally right. Like when it comes to blockbuster movies, it's all needed because for them, because it gains money. It's all about money, right? It's all about making them that dollar, right? All about getting the audience to the seats, right? And I gotta say, theaters are dying right now because of the lack of originality when it comes to movies and the script and the writing, and but really, man, I think it's all up to the film fans. It's up to us to to look for those movies like this independent movie, you know, like
Yes.
Daniel presenting it to us, presenting it to me. It's about us finding those movies. Because if you're gonna wait for Hollywood to present it to you, it's not gonna happen, man. So it's up to us to find it. Just like we gotta find the truth, right?
Yeah.
Right. So truth seekers, and being this independent movie, it totally shows that it could make money. Having a budget of 1.7 million and gaining the revenue of 9.3 million, it says it in itself. Jonah Hill. Why? Because Jonah Hill did a great job of directing it, writing it, and then also he helped produce it. Look at all the scenes. It's all, it's a period piece. So he made everything look like it's in the 90s.
Yeah.
Even the frame rate, even the quality of the shots, the graininess, the kids, everything.
Yeah.
So it's in the details. It's because you know he could, because this is his story. He lived it. He was a skater. He hung out in skate shops. Unlike myself, I didn't hang out in the skate shops, but I could compare it to, because I hung out in the arcades,
Yeah.
right? And everything else, like, yeah. So I think we shouldn't focus on what Hollywood has to present to us. It's what because there's other individuals out there, man, independent filmmakers, that we just need to go look for them,
It's our
and
job.
it's our job to support them,
Yes.
because they're that's our people, that's our community.
Yeah.
It's not just about the buck. It's about the creativity that these individuals have to present to us, and that's it, man. It's all about the art.
Well said. That's
Yeah,
all.
and what's said, brother, and like you said, he did it. He did it in I think he did the 4.3 aspect ratio
Yeah.
for the film to make it, because that's what it was. Mostly everything was all of was most television was all like that in the 90s. So it makes sense, dude. You guys, like I said, bro, that's why I love having you guys on here, bro. You guys
Yeah.
understand, you guys know it, and you guys,
Basically, Daniel, it's like watching a VHS movie.
yeah.
Just think about that. It's like watching a VHS tape. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, and it's like I said, man, and that's why, like, when you guys post, put this information out, your thoughts on it, it's just it's refreshing, man, and I soak it all in, bro. We go off of each other, especially with this kind of film, and I didn't think, for a fact. He'll come back. What do you call it? I didn't think for a film like this that we were gonna be like, holy shit, dude, it's gonna hit us, and every time I watch it, it gets better for me. But the good thing, Walter will come back. I'll throw him back on. But yeah, dude, it's just but like I said, moving back on, bro. But it's good takes, bro. We'll talk about it towards the end. But
Yeah.
we're gonna jump a little bit towards where yeah. He told me his internet's is messing up. But I was gonna say that we're
So
gonna get
after
to,
the
yeah.
courthouse, I think.
No, yeah. We're gonna jump a little bit because we're gonna go to the part where Stevie they try to go off the roof, bro, and
Okay.
they try to ollie the roof,
All right.
and then we'll go to the part. Wait, did I miss something or?
No, no, I'm
Okay,
just
yeah,
asking.
yeah. Because I think we're clearing most of that stuff, because we can cover the whole thing, bro. It's gonna be here forever. But I was gonna say that I'll leave it off. I'll leave it to you back where Stevie falls off of the roof, and then we'll jump to the party, and then we'll jump straight to the end. But yeah, bro, go ahead, take it from there. When he freaking tried to ollie when Ray fuck shit do
Mhm.
the actually jump it and make the they land it, and freaking
Mhm.
Ruben pussies out, and then gets mad and tells Stevie, say, Stevie, say, you got this, man, and he's like, shut the fuck up, faggot. I was like,
Yeah.
you can tell that's where the envy, that's where the NG jealousy's coming out, but just leave it at that part where he actually falls off.
Yeah.
Before that.
So, but first of all, like Ray jumps it first, right? They're on top of that roof. There's like a
Yeah,
gap
yeah,
in the middle of the roof, and there's a table underneath. So Ray goes first, and he clears it.
hmm,
Awesome. He gets props. And then fuck shit goes second. He clears it, and then it's Ruben's turn. And it's like, go ahead, Ruben, it's your turn. You got. And then Steve is trying to prep him up. It's like, pump him up. Gas him up. It's like, come on, you
yeah.
got this. It's like, shut up. What do you say? Shut up.
He says, he
Yeah,
shut the fuck up, faggot. So shut the
shut
fuck
the
up,
fuck
faggot.
up. Yeah, because he stops before he
Yeah,
jumps.
yeah,
Obviously, he can't clear it. He's not confident enough, and maybe you just can't do it, right?
yeah,
So, not knowing this, Stevie just ends up going, and everybody's like, whoa, 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 hey, Sunburn, Stevie, stop, stop, because this
yeah,
fool Stevie he could barely freaking do a ollie, okay,
yeah, yeah.
and he's going like 2 inches per mile, you know,
Hmm.
slow as fuck, like a, and so, and what happens? This freaking kid falls and hits that freaking table, man. Boom, like a pancake.
Yeah.
And they're like, Stevie, Sunburn, are you okay?
Oh shit,
Man,
he
I, th-
did.
I, I think I think
He
he's
did.
dead. I
He
think he's
did.
dead. And then they go down. Fuck shit's like poking at him. Ray's like, don't poke at him. It's like, Stevie, you okay? You okay? Stevie wakes up. He gets up, and you see that he's bleeding from his head,
Yeah,
and makes him take off his shirt and puts it on the bleeding wound on his head. And Ray's like, man, you're crazy. What's wrong with you? You're crazy. And then he's
Sunburn
bleeding.
is
Yeah,
insane. Fuck
yeah.
shit, Sunburn
Sunburns
is
is
insane.
Sunburn's insane, and he's bleeding through his shirt. And then Ray's like, he turns to Ruben's like, hey, take your shirt off, man. And Ruben's like, no, man, that's my favorite shirt. It's a Motor Avenue store shirt,
Yeah,
right? And but he takes it off and gives it to Ray so Ray could put it on Stevie's head to bandage him up from that wound. And after that, obviously Stevie has to go home, face his mom,
okay.
and yeah, face his mom. And so he goes in to his house. His mom is distraught. It's like, who are these kids you're hanging out with? These these older kids, you know. We barely talk anymore.
Yeah,
She's just like, um, feeling that way because, of what happened. It's just like he's not responsible, getting hurt out there, and he's
yeah,
because he started to hang with these older teenagers. He's just basically he's just changing. He's
yeah,
acting different, and so um, he goes back to the store where Ray is. This is another scene.
hmm,
Um, Ray notices how damaged his board is. His Stevie's deck is. Like in the nose, the front nose of the deck is all fucked up.
yeah,
Um, and Ray decides to give him one of the store's deck.
yeah,
A nice one, man. Has the M emblem for
yeah,
mortar in the middle, and gives it to Steve. He's like, "What do you mean? I don't have money." He's like, "Oh, thank you so much." It's like, "What do you mean? This is yours. This is yours." And fuck's just like, "Yeah, no one's gonna be missing it. This is your board." And what's great, and you could tell how Jonah Hill loves, skateboarding, and he's fond of this culture and lived it. It's a drawn out scene where Ray is prepping Stevie's new board, you know, uh, putting the grip, poking the holes, and then putting the trucks, the wheels, everything. It's just a nice scene. Um,
Can I just add something real quick, brother?
yeah, yeah, of course,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Um, here's and here's another part. There's the part when There's don't forget the part when Ray gives him the new Motor Avenue deck, and then freaking Ruben goes fucking gets pissed off as fuck, and then that's when Stevie says, "Are you? Oh, it's like, oh my fucking god, are you serious? Are you fucking serious?" And then fucking Ray Ruben says the same thing. Are you fucking serious? And he goes out and he leaves the skate shop, and he said, "Come back with some
Yeah.
Skittles." He said, "Come back
Oh
with some
yeah.
Skittles."
You're right.
And like that's the part. See, that's where I don't think it's true animosity. I don't think it's like malice animosity, like bad animosity. I just think it's pure jealousy because
Jealousy.
they taken to
Right.
him. They taken to him because he's more like you said. And then even Ray says, oh, am I allowed to say thank you because I don't want to sound like a pussy. And then Ray's like, he's like, no, dude, like being saying thank you isn't being saying thank you isn't being weird or being a pussy. It's just common manners,
Right.
and that's where
Which Ruben taught him different.
yeah. See, that's where Stevie starts to get his identity. This is where he starts to really, find his identity and starts to realize that he doesn't even have a grudge against Ruben. But even when Ruben said, oh, it's pussy shit when you say thank you, and now, Ray's telling him the opposite. Like, no, dude, it's not pussy shit. You're being well mannered. There's nothing wrong with that. It's
Right.
just the way they talk. It's the way they talk, like cussing, fuck, shit, nigga, all that. That's part of life, bro. I went through that here in Texas, when I was that age. But it's like it's like that's what I wanted to add. And when he makes it the new dude, making it when he makes it in the new deck, when he starts putting the grip, the trucks, the screws, all that, dude. That just brought back so many memories for when my dad took me to Skate City, and we were right there and had it all there. But me and my dad were watching him put it together and everything, and it was to me that brought back a memory that to me is going to be always a treasured memory of me and my dad, because my dad actually paid for the deck, and it was around the same price. It was about $120. And and what do you call it? And yeah, you're getting the messages too from Walt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, dude, it's just that brought back memories, like a positive memory for me and my, for me and my dad when he took me to get my first skateboard. So, all right then, brother, I'll shoot it back to you. And yeah, we're at the part where we're doing the deck, and you can go from there
Yeah. So, who knows that if Ruben ever got a deck from Ray and the guys, right?
for
So
free.
that's the reason why he felt so much jealousy. And you're right. Everything you said, the way they treat him, it's just totally different. And yeah, Ruben wasn't having it. And that's why Ray probably said, hey, bring some Skittles when you come back, because he knows the truth. He know how Ruben is, and he knows and he feels that Stevie's, he's just real. He just, you know, um, maybe Ray sees a little bit of himself in Stevie
Yeah.
at that age. Yeah. Um, so we get the next scene. We get um, the guys. No, we see the guys eating at a taco shop, and
Oh
then
yeah.
and then while the boys are eating outside, fuck shit's doing tricks, you
Yeah.
know, skateboard tricks outside, and he does like a trick and it accidentally hits somebody, and it's Ian walk passing by,
Yeah.
and they get into confrontation, where fuck shit's like, what are you gonna do then, and he's like, what the fuck, and you can't tell that if they're gonna go, throw hands, but
Hmm.
fuck shit's all up in his face, putting his hand in his face, and then you hear in the background, hey, I think Ray said it, hey, what are you gonna let this blonde bitch talk shit to you?
Yeah. He says, hey, wife, are you gonna let this
He's just,
blonde bitch talk to
yeah,
you like
he's
this?
just basically just
Yeah.
instigating
Yeah.
and but you could see that Ian sees Stevie there in the table with his boys, and you see this, you see Stevie's face is like, man, like what's gonna happen? What is he gonna do, right? And and also you see Ian's face like, man, he's like he doesn't know what to do either, but I know he wasn't brave enough to do anything, but he just had to walk away, right? Because he sees that it's it's a group of them, you know, versus one, right? And it sucks. On top of that, it's his brother's group. It's his younger brother's group that he's been beating up on, right? So it's totally awkward. And at the end of the scene, Ian just walks away. And the next scene after that is you see them playing video games together,
Yeah.
right? And Ian really realizes, I feel like, the change of character of Stevie, you know, and he's just talking shit to him. It's like, your boys ain't shit,
Yeah.
right? You guys ain't nothing. Hey, I would have done something, but I was rolling solo. He was just making excuses,
Yeah.
and oh, and he sees a pack of cigarettes and Stevie's pocket is like, oh, you smoke now? Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And then yeah, then he states that, oh, you were different. We were all different before, or something. When they were young, you acted different before, and even mom, right? He talks about his mom having all these guys come over
Yeah.
back in the days, like kind of like hoeing it out, and you would hear noises coming from the room, and you were young at that time, and so he was like, "What kind of noises? Fucking noises,
Fucking noises.
fucking
way-
noises."
But the way he says it, dude, the way
Yeah, so
and the
weird.
the way he says it, dude, is like, it's like why would you say that? Like why would you say that to your
Why would
younger
you bring it up in the
Yeah,
first
why
place,
would you-
right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
why would you do that? Why would you say that to your younger brother just to piss him off or get under his skin?
Right, to fuck with them.
Yeah, and but see, that's your see, I don't blame Stevie for not wanting to defend his brother or say, "Oh, that's my brother." It's like he could have said that. He could say, "Hey, man, that's my brother," and he could have said that just to because he probably expected, I think he probably expected Stevie to try, "Hey, that's my brother," or whatever. But Stevie just looked. I don't. And I know he was kind of like scared, but a part of him was like, "Fuck no, I'm not gonna help him." Like, fuck no, for what
Yeah.
he to me, he's like,
You're right. You're right. I think he felt that way too. Yeah. Now that I look at it, like, he probably is waiting for Stevie to say something, but Stevie never did.
Yeah.
You know, I think it goes throughout this movie. Stevie never backed him up. Like, even when his mom's like, when they stole the $80, it's like, hey, I know Ian did it. I know Ian did, but I want to know if you were with him.
Yeah.
Right. And he was like, nope. And that's why he got a beating that night from Ian, you know.
Bad.
Yeah, bad. Yeah, he never backed up Ian because it's what Ian was abusive, man. It was just he was a fucking a-hole, you know, to Stevie the whole time. And yeah,
That's what I mean. That's why I think Stevie. I mean, I'm pretty sure Stevie felt bad, but he was like, "Well, shit, dude, you treat me like shit. You beat me up. You fucking, you're the one that he's the one that instigated he's the one that pressured freaking Stevie to take the money. So why should he take the fall for it? I mean, Stevie was still thinking already like a little bit ahead now. He's like, well, shit, I'm not afraid of him. He's not afraid of him anymore. Like he's starting to know that he knows he can still beat his ass. But I think Stevie's starting to slowly evolve to the point where he knows he has friends and he knows that he doesn't have to. He's not playing a part no more. And he's growing up. He's getting into his adolescence, like you said. He's becoming a teenager.
yeah. I feel like having his friends, you know, having the group, like gives him confidence, you know, and also it's like he's finding himself,
Yeah.
you know, through that adolescent phase of his life, because he's, you know, when he befriends, you know, this group, yeah, he's more. You could tell, you know, he's more confident. He's he's finding himself. You know, he's finding himself. Well, after that, yeah, we go to the scene where they're all in a bus, and Fox is just complaining about why they're there because, you know, he got his car. Oh, Jedi's back.
There we go.
All right, I'm doing this
You
old
good,
school.
brother?
Yeah, I'm on my phone, so that's
Okay.
Oh, good, bro. It's all good. You're not
It's all
running. You're not running the stream. So it's using a phone ain't gonna. That's cool.
Yeah.
You still look good.
Say,
look
if
good.
I'm gonna be a part of this. I'm gonna do the old school. I got the
It's all good.
tripod out, and There we go.
It's all good, man.
Yep. You forgot to put on your lingerie and your makeup, bro.
I know, but I mean, like I say, I'm doing it. I'm doing it raw.
No, that's for after the stream.
That's
You know,
that's what she
There
that's
you
for
said.
after
go.
the podcast.
That's what
That's
she said.
after hours in the boom boom room.
There you go.
That's what she said. We're doing it raw. That's what she said.
The upper room.
Upper room.
Say, well, what's that smell? Oh, baby, that's just your upper lip.
Okay.
No, but yeah,
Get back
no,
on
yeah,
track.
but no, but yeah, we're just at the part where, Steve, they're on the bus. We're about to hit the bus part where
Okay.
he was at that. But go ahead, guys. I'll be right back. I gotta be right back. Go ahead, keep talking.
Well, as far
Yeah.
as the
So do you
bus
remember that part, Walt, when they're on the bus or on their way to the party? Because like, fuck shit, like got his car taken away from his parents, you know,
Yeah.
and that's when fuck shit brings out his pill bottle. Oh, pill.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah, and then gives his ADD medication to the boys, right? And Ray was against it. It's like, well, you're gonna give these kids those pills? You know, you're stupid. You're fucking dumb. And yeah, so they take it, and you want to take it from here?
Yeah, I'll take it from here.
Okay.
Yeah, because
They'll end up to they're at the
they
party.
end
I
up to
think.
to these girls' house, and this is where, yes, this is a moment in time for Sunburn, Stevie, because whatever his so-called innocence was before, it's about to get taken away now. And all that stuff that Ruben was talking about, he banging bitches, he doing all that thing. All that's it. So, he hangs. I mean, the boys go to the where the girls are at. They hang out. They do anything, and somehow Stevie draws the attraction of this one girl. What was her name? You remember what her name was?
St.
SD. Yeah. Somehow he draws
Yeah, it was
attention to her. It's SD. Okay. Somehow he draws attention to her, and she takes the kindness to him. He's just like she's looking at him. Something about him is attract. It's weird how the sexes, there's something about them attracts the other. I mean, you could be the quiet type, or you could be this big bad bad boy or everything like that. But that's the thing about attraction. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to be the most good looking. You have to be the most, doing it. It's something about you. And I think maybe he was exuding some kind of confidence that she could sense on him. So, well, one and one come together. Well, they get, yeah. And funny thing is, I'm not sure how far it went, but from what he comes out of the room, he pretty much was very satisfied by what he experienced. So the funny thing is, they're like I say, these are teenagers just doing teenager things. He's, but he was not expecting for him to go to the next level with a chick. That wasn't it. That wasn't his go people.
Yeah, well, I'll add to that. Well, I want to add to that too, brother. And
Yeah, go ahead.
thank you for the great analogy. And the thing is, even even Jonah Hill got some heat for this because of the scene. Because I think Alexa Demi was 19 or 18,
And Homeboy was
but
like underage.
but still, man, it's or maybe she was 18. I don't know. But it's a movie, dude. She's not. I don't think she used her tongue. She's just kissing them. They're actors. They're acting.
Yeah.
But the part that I would understand why people got disturbed was that because Stevie's 13 at the time, and she had to be 17 or something. I don't think she was 19. She was probably 17. I don't know. I really don't know for sure. But yeah, I would see why people would think it's disturbing when she takes her pants off and her freaking and her spaghetti strap. So I or her blouse off or whatever. I would understand why they would take to that, but bruh, I gotta say something, man.
Mm-hmm.
I was older, but it kind of when I was older, but when that shit happened, when it was around the first time I did that shit, it was around that close age. But yeah, dude, that Alexa Demi, dude, she comes on in Euphoria. I don't know if you ever seen that.
Yeah, I remember you sent me that.
Yeah, she's a great actress, dude. She's not getting like a lot of notoriety, like let's say Sydney Sweeney,
Mhm.
but she's a great actor, dude. She's a great actor. She's a great actress.
Yeah.
And but I want to understand where it kind of people felt disturbed by it. But hey, Stevie got. I mean, and they didn't really have sex, bro, because even Stevie says it. Stevie says, "Oh, she just let me put two fingers in her vagina," and
Oh
but
yeah.
I do like how Ray was like when they were walking, when they were doing the talking, and they're walking by, and Ray's like, "Ooh," and then and then you hear fuck shit, ah shit, fuck shit, and then and I see a fourth grade, and then even fourth grade talks with a chick, when he talks about a strong baby. I want to be a super baby, a strong baby when they're doing the conversation, and then once Esty and and Stevie passed by, Ruben's like, you didn't. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but he went like this.
No, such a
He was
hater.
like, oh,
Right. Yeah, no, I kind of
he's like,
I kind
hey,
of glanced at that.
AD, what do you say? What do you say when they're on the bus? Yeah, I'm gonna fuck all these bitches. What does Ray say? Shut the fuck up. You ain't fucking
Shit,
nothing.
you ain't fun nothing. But
I
can I
was
say
like,
something? What you're talking about when it comes to the age gap?
yeah,
I don't condone it at all, man.
no,
But
neither do
like
I.
it happened when I was in high school, man. Like freshmen getting with seniors,
Mhm.
you know.
That was
Yeah, like it wasn't an issue back then, but I don't condone it at all. But like, it happened. It happens.
Yeah.
You know, it happens in life. So that's probably what he's relating to when it comes to the scene with ST and Stevie. But
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, you saw it go down, but it
hey
is what
man.
it is.
Yeah, I mean it's like I said. He said it's a movie, man. I'm not condoning it. Whatever, they're
Hmm.
actors. They're paid actors and actresses. It's parental. Also parental guidance from Sonny Soljic's from his family too, from his mom. If they allow it, they allow it. It's a job, but I don't condone it either. But that's what happened. Like even me, I went to a
Mm,
place called Roller King back in the day, just for an example.
Mhm.
yeah.
I went to a place called Roller King where everybody hung out when they were. I think I was like 15, and then I ended up hooking up with a 17-year-old. I was 15.
Mm.
I ended up hooking up with a 17-year-old who freaking dude, she didn't give a shit, bro. We started making out. She started, freaking grabbing my junk, and she was pretty as fuck. Bro. Even all the guys that I was with were like, dude, damn, girl, that dude, you're fucking badass. Like, what do you mean, dude? Did you see her, bro? So you just made out with one of the hottest girls. Like, yeah, well, actually, she wants to, I told him, well, actually, I got her number, and 2 days later we ended up hooking up. So we ended up going out. I went out with a 17-year-old when I was 15. So it's like it wasn't, but I mean, I would understand like 18 and shit like that if I was 15. Well, that's different, But back in the 90s, you really think a kid, a guy, a little boy is gonna say something after he hooks up with someone like Esty, like Alexa Demi? In reality, back in the 90s, you think they're gonna say something? You think he's gonna say something? He's not gonna
Mhm.
say anything, dude. That's unfortunately, and yeah, it does suck. And I agree with Default Fanatic. I don't condone it, but it happened back then, and that's all that's if people can bitch and complain about it and whine and bitch and complain, it still happened. And a lot of them, especially people like on our age and our generation, mine and Default Fanatic, we're not going to deny it. If me and him had kids, we would be. That's what fucking happened. It's what happened. It happened to me. I'm pretty sure it happened to D. It's like you hooking up with an older woman or older girl. Dude, I did that all the time when I was young.
Mhm.
But
I think the reason. I
I
mean, I
can't
think the
I
reason.
can't I can't confirm nor deny. I'm a gentleman.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I think the reason.
I don't kiss and tell.
I don't
But
kiss
I
and
think
tell.
the
I'm a
reason.
gentleman.
But here's the thing. I think the reason why it's all bunch of backlash about it because the simple fact is it's in a film. But as you guys say, it's real life. Real life happens behind closed doors, no matter what you do. And the fact that it's being projected onto film, that's when they feel like, okay, now you kind of push it. But it's like, here's the thing about that: films way back in the '60s, '70s, damn near the '80s too, did similar things like this, having actors who are older or younger than in some scenes, and they didn't find out till like later on. It's like I mean, that person was underage doing that shit. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, but they did it. And now Hollywood at the time, Hollywood was a different story, but still the standards are still clear.
That's another podcast, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, yeah, that's
yeah.
nice.
Anyways, okay. But yeah, you're right. You're right. I'll try to keep it at 240. But it's because, dude, I tell you, this movie, dude, it's fucking the parts, dude. We like it. Remember the bits about it because it's such a good movie. But anyways,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, he didn't get laid. Let's just confirm. Let's confirm
Yeah,
this.
we
He did
just
not
say
get
he
laid,
didn't.
but he did get little. He got a little finger action. And that's normal because who did it in the '90s? I did all the time.
And that's
I
not
did all-
that's not a bad thing.
What this is, and then he comes out like he's not stiff no more. He's freaking, he's all like he's got like his legs ain't stiff and shit like that. He like he's just like and he even starts laughing weird and he's like fucking like and then even Ray and dude, I bet you like fuck shit took such a liking to him that it's like that like freaking. I think even at one point Ruben's getting to a point where shit, that's just Stevie now. That's Stevie. But as we move on, he gets congratulated. He says, yes, he's like, her vagina, I didn't know the vagina was so much lower than I thought. Yes, he says, bro. And then before I pass it back to Walter, I'm just gonna take I'm gonna take it from here just a little bit.
Yeah.
So he goes out the room, everybody wants to know the shit. The guys want to know whatever happened, what's this and that. And then we get to a part where, Stevie goes home. He's all fucked up. He's pissing outside. Right there. They had a sliding door. He's pissing outside. And he comes up, and then his brother sees him. Now all of a sudden, Ian wants to be a big brother. Now all of a sudden, he wants to tell him that you're fucking up. All of a sudden, he starts to say like, okay, this and that. And then this is where Stevie finally unloads and says, you're a lonely, pathetic pussy.
Yeah.
You
don't have no
Stevie, what are you doing, man? Stevie, what are you doing? You're fucking up. You're fucking up.
Yeah. I'm like, and that scene, like when I first saw it, I was like, fuck you. And now all of a sudden you give a fuck.
Oh, now you're gonna be a big brother?
It's like,
now?
really?
Big brother. I mean, now you're gonna be a big brother. Okay, and then
late.
Yeah, what does he call him? He calls him you're a lonely, pathetic pussy.
You're a lonely, pathetic pussy. You don't you don't have no friends. You're a loner. You don't get no pussy.
Yeah, dude, and
man.
he gets
It's like, I'm not taking your shit no more. It's like, I'm not taking your shit.
Yeah, and then they have the whole fight where freaking Stevie takes his orange juice and throws it outside of the freaking.
Yeah, and you know how much Ian loves his orange juice.
Yeah, and then he comes back around. Oh, go ahead.
But I was gonna say why they chasing him. He catches up to him, but he must have got a good lick into Ian because Ian backs off and like starts crying. I'm like, dude, you talk Ian was kind of tough and all this other stuff. And I know y'all mentioned it before when he came in front of his boys and everything earlier. Yeah. When Stevie hits them, he starts.
Oh, we lost him.
Damn.
Dang it. He was getting juicy.
I know. Mayday.
Dang it. SOS.
He's probably
it's okay. He'll come back. He'll come back.
He'll come back. Pissed, bro. Fucking Walter's fucking shit.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. All right.
Dude, I'm getting to my moment, and then this damn thing goes off. Oh, dude, no, but you see what I'm talking about. Homeboy starts crying like a little pussy, and he's like literally like this, like, oh, I'm like, you punk ass bitch. I'm like, how, dude, how is that this so-called who's taller than him, all this other shit, he starts bawling like a baby, man. I'm like, that shows me right there that he was never really real, or as Phil mentioned before, he has some traumatic things on him early in his life, and this is what's coming about. Because I'm like, dude, how you gonna just drop down, acting like crying like you 2 years old, and your brother pretty much hits you in a place where you acting like this. It's
you know why, brother? You know why, brother? It hit him right here. All the shit that that Stevie was dropping at him. You fucking lonely, pathetic. You have no friends. You get no pussy. It hit him, you know,
And I
because
think
that's
that
what
hit him
he's going through.
harder.
Because it's all real. It's all real.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
when I
That's why
see
he's crying.
because when I saw that and all that too, when I saw that when he was on top of him in the kitchen, he didn't. I didn't see Stevie hit him at all. I think
That's
he
what I was
just
gonna
got.
say. I was like,
I
did
just
he
think
hit
he
him or
got.
did...
I just think he got up. He
No,
got
hit
up.
it. Hit Stevie hit him. He hit him with the truth. That's what he hit
Yeah,
him
yeah,
with.
yeah, yeah. And he just started, and it's true, like he just said it, because remember, he's fucking wasted, dude. He's fucking drunk and high or whatever.
He's high. He's
So,
He's
wasted.
high. Yeah.
so he's, and you know how people say, say all that shit. They say a lot of shit that they don't mean, right? He was saying the truth. He did say the truth, unfortunately, but Ian, the way he is, he just had this illusion of being tough, being strong, being whatever. It
Right.
was just illusion.
Right.
It's just an illusion because he does it. It's true. You never see him with friends. You never see him with a girlfriend. You never. He's always
Mhm.
by himself. He's always drinking orange juice, not partying, which is a good thing. That's the only good thing I could say, that he was sober and he didn't do he didn't do anything.
Right.
But I guess it's kind of true what it was true what Stevie said, that he doesn't have no friends. He probably does have one or two, but doesn't have no friends. Doesn't hang out with girls. Doesn't go out. So and there's nothing wrong with that. When you're at a certain age, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like uh, D from Fanatic said it, bro. He said it straight up. D Delicious said it. He said it right, bro. He said it that.
I'm gonna have to disagree a little bit with you. I don't think he has any friends because if he did, Jonah Hill would show us, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
don't think he had nobody. That's why it hit him hard. Like this scene is really this is a strong scene because like you were saying, Stevie just dropped all those truth bombs
Truth
on him,
bomb.
and it hit him, and all that emotion just flowed out because it's true, who wants
But the way he
it's hard to
started,
it's hard to hear the truth from somebody else other
Yeah.
than yourself, right? And it's just pathetic, right? And here you are beating up on your younger brother, man, who's like fucking out there living his life, doing has more than you, has friends,
more
you
gumption.
know you know getting girls, doing what he loves, skating, and has boys to back him up, older boys,
Hmm.
that was gonna fuck you up,
Yeah.
right, at the
Yeah.
taco shop. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you're right, bro. And it's what I'm saying. Like that's where that's another thing that I kind of like feel and I kind of relate to, because the friends I hung out with were I wasn't very close with, but I hung out with them because they made me feel like I belonged.
Right.
And I was younger than them. But they didn't have to accept me, and they still did the bullshit like they did in this film. Like Ray fuck shit fucks with fourth grade fucks with Ruben fucks with fourth grade. Like everybody talks shit. That was normal 90s
Mhm.
shit. Like,
That's the
hey,
normal thing.
you're a pussy. Don't be this. That was normal, bro. That was normal. And my friends were already in high school, bro, and I was in barely hitting eighth grade. So it's like I was seventh grade hanging out with freshmen. So it's like so I relate to that. And then the fact that Stevie was doing his thing, because I still had a cousin that lived right next to me because we lived in a duplex, and I was always hanging with him. But it's funny how I'm just going to use this as an analogy and as an example, that even though I hung out with my cousin and a lot of people knew who he was very popular. I was the one hooking up with most of the girls, and I was kind of the take no bullshit, quiet, like the way I like the way I was when I was over there with you guys. Like D knows how I am. Even when we hung out the first time with Samurai and Trio, I'm calm. I talk. I make people laugh. I mean, we all laughed and giggled, but I'm very like just chill, calm. And it's funny, my cousin wasn't jealous. He was never jealous, bro. He even told me, dude, like he tell me, damn, you fucking hooked up with this girl, you hooked up with that girl. Like I always hooking up with girls. And it was funny how it's crazy how a person who was just like kind of like Stevie, kind of quiet, timid, himself, still learning the ways of being a teenager. That's how I was, just a little more just a little more advanced, but I still kind of related to Stevie, and I was still making friends. I still had my own friends. I still, we all had the same friends, me and my cousin, in our little circle. But everybody was like, "Damn, dude, Daniel, like, motherfucker, you don't even talk that much, and you're getting all these girls are hooking up with you." I was like, I'm just being me. I'm not trying to like please people like the way we were. We don't try to please anybody. We just try to be ourselves. And then I didn't have to worry. But then I would have to go back to high school and worry about fucking these fuckers that try to fuck with me. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm ready to fight. Always ready to fight. Always a battle. There was always a battle going through shit. But that was just the example, and it's understandable. And Stevie on from my end to Stevie's because it's kind of similar. But it's just it was a great scene, man. The brother narrative, the abusive brother, to the younger brother, and then it came full circle that Stevie had to be the one to tell him, like D from Fanatic said, that he's the one fucking up. He's the one, that got a fucking truth serum, injected right into his heart by his little brother who freaking is probably like 4 years, maybe 3 or 4 years younger than him. And
Oh, yeah.
you can't say pathetic, but I would say, well, Stevie said it was pathetic, but it was more like the brother finally he got a realization from his little brother.
That's what I said. Wake up.
Yeah, and that was the whole point because the focus is Stevie. But anyways, well, I'll move on real quick so we can get to the skate party, and then the fight between Ruben and Stevie, and then towards the end. So I'll leave it off, and then or no, D, you were still talking about the thing, but then we jumped to what did we jump to? We jumped to Stevie and stuff like that. So I'm gonna jump all the way to we get to the party after what happened with Stevie and his brother, and then we're gonna get to the party now. We see Stevie fucking partying, drinking a 40, a fucking Coke 45, and then freaking it's an influence. It's an influence from fuck shit. He's not in fuck shit's not literally. He's not directly, or how do you say it? He's not presumably trying to influence him. He's just Stevie's going off of influence from his friends. Like, well, you know what? I see freaking fuck shit partying, so why can't I party?
Mhm.
So he didn't deliberately try to influence him that way. So they're partying, they're drinking, skatewing, whatever. Fuck shit's all fucked up and saying hi to everybody. And then
Hey,
even
Daniel, I'll be right back. Keep going, okay?
go for it, man, go for it. And then Stevie and fuck shit passed by Esty and the girls, right? And Esty's like, was expecting Stevie to say hi or whatever, or try to give her a kiss or hug or whatever, and he just walks right by her, and she's
Right.
and I don't know if you noticed, but she's like, what the fuck was that? Like, why didn't he come say hi to me or hug me or kiss
Yeah.
me or something? And yeah, and that's when you start to notice his change where
Yes.
I guess what happened with him and his brother, that it kind of affected him a little bit, even though he pretty much said the truth. You could tell it's affecting him because now he's partying, and then you see him in the bathroom, he's chugging that freaking 40, dude, like
Dude,
crazy.
hard.
And then he comes back out, and then even Ray tells him, "Hey," he's like, "Hey, Sunburn, get over here." He takes the 40 away from him, tells him, "You're good, you're good." And then unfortunately fuck shit's still fucked up, and then he sees, and then two pro skaters are scouting. There's two pro skaters that are out there scouting, and who do we all know they're scouting? They're scouting Ray, because Ray's damn near professional, pretty much professional, just not considered professional yet. So fuck shit goes over there, sees Ray talking to two pros. They didn't say who their names were, but
Yeah.
I
But
think they were
fuck
two pro
shit,
skaters.
tough.
I think they're actual two pro skaters.
I think they
And
are.
freaking fuck shit starts starts like acting a fool, being fucked up, and touching one dude's hair and all that shit, and then Ray literally tell him, "Hey, bro, go somewhere else, man. We'll talk later when I'm done." And then yeah, and then Ray apologizes to the guy and say, "I'm sorry, man. My friend gets drunk and gets fucked up and he acts stupid." And then and it stays with him. It bugs him.
Yeah.
And then he's, "I'm sorry, man." He apologizes to the guys. Nah, it's all good, bro. It's all good. And then we have the part where Stevie's skating, Ruben's skating, and then they start to fight, and bro, come on, dude. Like freaking Ruben's like twice his size, bro. Like he's really thinking, come on, dude. But I know that
But
it's the narrative. It's the narrative of the film. Go ahead. What you're gonna say? Go ahead.
no, but see, that's the thing right there. It's like it doesn't matter how big. I mean, it's true enough. You have size dynamic to show how you could probably. But the thing about it is, you don't give a fuck about how big someone bigger than you is. It's like, if you want to come step to me and see how far I'm going to go in terms of, hey, you might whip my ass, but I'll definitely get some licks in too. And I feel like that erupted with Ruben, because it's like all that he had worked upon, it might, in his mind, might have been destroyed by Steven, which he didn't. He was just stepping into something that he didn't know if he was capable of doing. And like I say, they get into the scuffle, and I think, like you say, for the narrative, that's like, yeah, that's Ruben would have probably kicked his ass, but then too, it's like, I don't think Steven would have cared either. It's like I said, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna fight you too. I'm gonna beat the hell out of you as much as I can, also. So
yeah,
they fight and they get into that tussle, and like I say, later on we see that, and this is the moment which I really love in this film. This is the moment where, he's by himself, he's just sitting there, and Ray comes and talks to him, they start chatting. And this is, like I say, this is something you don't necessarily see with average teenagers doing this, especially when the ones that are rock hard, or at least get the impression of being so hard and everything like that. He starts talking to him. He starts telling him, he's like, you think you got it bad at your home or anything like that. But he breaks it down to him. Do you know why fourth grade is called the way he is? Do you know why fuck shit is called fuck shit? You know why? He starts to tell him, it's like, dude, you may not realize this, but just because you think you got it bad, there's somebody far worse than you got it.
Yeah.
And he breaks it down in a subtle way, because seeing this dynamic from Ray let me know that we mentioned before, he wants to be more than what he is, because he's a product of his environment.
Yep.
A lot of us are. But the thing about it is that he wants to branch out of that. He wants to become something better than that. And when you see this, you realize that this is the reason why he's more of a, if you think about it, he's more of a big brother to him than his big brother is. Because even though Ian is his brother, somehow Ray is more of a real brother in terms of, nourishing him, teaching him, oh, come on, man. I'm like, what's it? Anyway, I'm savage. Anyway, the simple fact is that he talks to him and he says, hey, everything's going to be all right. You just got to learn to know that some things are going to be the way it is. That's just how life is. So afterwards, they go back to skating and everything, and I'm trying to see, did this happen before or after when?
We're already at the part where they're gonna get into the car, man.
Okay. What I was gonna say, did we mention about the mom when she takes him confront the boys?
Oh, yeah.
He said, okay.
Well, I'm trying to get a little further, and then we'll talk a little bit.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and do that. Then.
We're at 2:30 already. We're at 2:30, so.
Well, let's get into that part then.
I was gonna say, we're already at that part where they're getting into the car. They're already in the car. After the party, they're all fucked up. They're all bummed out. They're all whatever. And then, we'll get to the part where. Yeah,
well, I was gonna say Steven's in the front seat, because Spuck just said, get in the front seat, and everyone's in the back. So, and as you say, they're still kind of tore up. So, and this is the brilliant thing about this moment here when it happens. They're driving. They're riding down low, and you see that flash, and it's like just like that in a flash.
Yeah.
They're on their side. Everything's fucked up. Everything's like, oh shit. So it's like, we're there, we're here, and we see that Steven has broken his arm, because of all this. And, he's been sent to the hospital and all these other things. And we see that, like I say, he's in the hospital, he's being taken care of. And his brother, this is like I say, this is another beautiful moment. His brother, not being an asshole mode, he's actually being a big brother.
Yeah.
Comes in there with orange juice to give to him. He's got one of his own. And the thing about this silence is gold. He
Yeah.
says a lot without even saying it. He's
Yeah.
pretty much saying, "Hey, I'm your brother. I'm here for you. Here's this," and goes from there.
Yeah.
Now, where this moment goes further is where we see that the boys are in the lobby because they're worried about how their partner is doing. And the mother, she's signing some papers or anything like that. She sees that the boys are sitting in the lobby. And I know we probably mentioned where she confronts them earlier, but she sees that these individuals are not the uh, uh, rugrats or ruffians that they appear to be. And
Yeah.
she sees and she taps on Ray's shoulder
Yeah.
and she says, "You want to go see him?" So they go into the room, and they talk to him. They show Steven shows the X-rays, what happened to his arm and everything. And Buck shit as always, he says, "Ah, yeah, that's crazy, dude." It's like, and
Oh
it
shit.
yes. So all this is going down, but it shows that dynamic that they've gone through some shit, but they're still sticking together. And this is where this really hit me hard. This moment here, when fourth grade, has the camcorder, and he put,
Hold on,
dude,
Walt.
dude,
Hold on, Walt. Hold on, Walt. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a
okay,
second. Gotta represent, bro. Gotta represent.
represent it, baby,
I don't care
represent.
what I don't care what you two say. Gotta do it. Yep. Just the beat itself, man. Woo.
Bro. And
Okay.
this is something I was going to mention before, but I figured it's best to wait till now. Remember, you mentioned that film that Steven gave him a Far Side CD earlier. It's
Yeah.
For his
it's
birthday.
it's for his birthday. It's interesting that would be the song from Far Side that's being played, and I was like, I love that moment because he's showing the video that he put together, showing them in their environment, in their time of just being together, just shooting shit
Mhm.
and just being free. And I
Yeah.
said
Full
to
circle.
myself,
Full circle.
full circle, man. I'm just like, dude, look, I don't know how you guys took it, but for me, that hit me hard because it let me know that y'all can go through a whole lot of stuff. Y'all can go through all this, but the thing is, y'all come back together and still be this dynamic team together and show that, hey, we got each other's backs no matter what the situation is. And I'm just like, wow, that just blew
Yeah.
my
It was.
mind. And it ends like,
Yeah, and then it ends, and then like I said, we'll get our final takes on that scene, and it shows that freaking all because remember that fourth grade was always on his camcorder. He was always on the camcorder. So just
yeah,
showing, hey guys, want to see something, and then when it ended with that video, that's basically how the '90s skate videos were,
yeah,
and that it hit me hard too. I didn't get too emotional, but it emotionally hit me with nostalgia. Like it was just an emotional fucking slap in the face of nostalgia that just it put a smile on my face. It brought back great memories. That that I was grateful. Like a lot of us were grateful that we were able to have a youth like that. Like not all of us were like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody was doing skating. Not everybody was doing sports and things like that. But the whole point of the film is that, regardless of what Stevie, fuck shit, Ray, Ruben, Ian, fourth grade went through, and the mom, it's like it's all just. At the end, it's like it's all about life, and you see them laughing, you see them smiling, you see Ruben and Stevie like laughing and messing with each other, and then you see the part in the video where freaking Stevie's sitting on Ruben's lap,
Yeah.
It's like because I think just in my opinion, I think that Jonah said, okay, I want you guys to just do it like any other video.
Yeah,
Like
because I think
yourself,
that's what I was looking at
yeah,
too.
be
It looks
yourself,
seems so real. When I say real, I mean it seemed like this is the actors really just playing off
be
one
yourself.
another.
Yeah, yeah. So just be yourself. Like be yourself, but make this video, but just be yourselves. Like don't worry about the acting, don't worry about the character, don't
Yeah.
worry about the plot. Just be yourselves in this, and
It's like behind the scenes footage.
yeah,
Yes,
exactly. Yeah,
basically. Yeah.
like a not a blooper reel, but like just like said behind the scenes. And like that was the take that I got, and it was the Far Side was the perfect song, man. It was the perfect
Mhm.
freaking song. And then but I'll pass it to Deep from Fanatics. Said, what did you think about the ending scene in the video, man? Because that it's kind of hard to really break down all of that because it's such a short scene, but it shows everything. It shows everything about how they were friends and how I think, just in my opinion, I think it was a behind the scenes, but I think it was purposely done. Like Jonah probably said, just be yourselves, guys. Don't worry about the character. Don't worry about the plot. Just be you.
Just
Be
get it.
kids. Be kids, and how maybe how it would have been reliving. Like for me, it was kind of like reliving the '90s. So, but D, my brother, tell me what was your opinion and your thoughts on that last scene? The
Oh
video.
man, I thought it was great. I thought it was like a great conclusion to the whole movie in itself. A different perspective of fourth grade. Filming everything. You know,
Hmm.
everything, and then putting into a compilation montage of basically the who these kids are, their lives, and what it means, what skating means to them, right? And what what skating means is just like how basketball was to me. Like it, yeah, I met so many people, had so many moments through basketball. It brings people together. It's just like skateboarding,
Hmm.
right?
Oh,
and
exactly.
and and for us, just like film, like how film and movies brought us together. I felt the same way, and just seeing their perspective on it, and having this little footage. It's like it it's great to end with. It's like a bow at the end, you know.
Hmm.
And hats off to Jonah, man. Hats off to him. It was awesome. Awesome conclusion to this coming to age comedy drama movie. That's based on the mid '90s with a skateboarding group of kids. It was great.
I mean, like I said, man, and Walt, bro, like I said, that I know Walt put in his last 2 cents on the last part of the film, but um, what got me was when Walt said that it kind of hit him in the feels when he saw the end of that thing, and like just elaborate a little bit on that, bro, before we wrap it up.
Well, real quick, it's just the fact that y'all got every, everyone's gonna have their moment. We're gonna have we're gonna have this. We're gonna have a moment out of it. Still stay this, you know, true God, ride or die, knowing that this is why we are together. That and the reason why I say it hit me in the feels because knowing that I wish I could say I was part of that kind of clique, but I was more alone because I didn't have that individual. But seeing these individuals have that, even through something tragic or whatever, thankfully no one died. The thing about it is they still hung in together with their indifference,
Yeah.
showing the realness, how it is to be alive in the youth. You got your whole life ahead of you, and you don't know what the future's going to hold. For the same time, but that you still be brother in the mix. It's still that family dynamic, and you don't let go. They're like I say, in the room and everything, looking at the video and everything. This is what being that kind of individual or being youth. That's what made me hit in the field. Because why is it that more people can't be like this? I wish I could have had that, when I was growing up in the '80s. But hey, thing about that is, not everyone's going to have it, but knowing that others have had that, that's my this movie is only a 85-minute long movie, but it says so much with that moment. You see that. And like I said, that was the 80s. That was the 80s. I mean, people had those camcorders and they made home films, edited all that stuff. In the end, you realize that, hey, this is a memory that will stick with them for all their lives to come. I mean, when they get older, when they get into their 60s, 70s, it's like they can look back. It's like, oh, there's some shit, but you know what? I have my people with me, and they'll never die.
Yeah, like it makes you like this movie made you want to be a part of that group.
Yes.
Like it made you want to feel like what is the best part about what are some of the best parts about a film that we like is that you get invested into the people and the characters, and that's what what I did, and for me it was so that's why this movie means so much to me because I felt like I grew up. I was kind of like Stevie, and but I was also kind of like fuck shit, and I was also kind of like Ray because I was still calm, chill, timid, but when I got pissed off or I drank or I partied, I was that dude you did not want to fuck with. But it's just something that I connect to, and like indeed, like D, like we got to do a movie about basketball, bro, above the rim or freaking or which other one we got to do I don't know if you ever saw the Basketball Diaries what do you call it, the Basketball Diaries with what do you call it, the Leonardo DiCaprio. And
Oh
then
no,
there,
I haven't seen that one.
there's another one, dude. Blue Chips. Is it Blue Chips? There's Blue Chips.
I've
Blue
seen
Chips.
Blue
There's
Chip. Yeah.
Hoop Dreams. Hoop
Hoop Dream.
Dreams.
And then there's another one. Was it Above the Rim? Yeah, Above the Rim with Tupac.
Yeah,
That was
Bubba
above.
and
Yeah,
Tupac.
was in there.
Uh huh.
That's
Yeah, like Love and Basketball. Love and Basketball. Like
But I
that.
will say that when we get a chance, I'm gonna do it on my channel. But I'm gonna have you brothers come on mine. We definitely need to uh, Blood In, Blood Out because while we was talking about this,
Yeah,
I
dude.
feel like we need to talk about that one. Sometime because to me, watching this, and that's set in the '90s too. Because talking about this, it shows that dynamic of the friendship. I feel like you guys grew up around that time, so I was like.
Nah, bro, but yeah, man, but no, for sure, bro. We will do it. We'll do Blood In, Blood Out. But remember, like to wrap it up, man. Um, anybody got anything going on? Start with Default Fanatic. Well, Default Fanatics, he's a 9 to 5er, bro. He's a true soldier, bro. He's got a 9 to 5 and stuff like that. But if I do, I already have some stuff in the works for some other films. We got to do Fist of Fury. Fist of Fury probably be the next one, and then with Default Fanatic, and then Walter just mentioned Blood In, Blood Out. But down the line, I'm gonna try to do just one a month for now. Because the winter's really been taking a toll on my fibromyalgia, dude. And I've been having to get up multiple times, but I'm chill now because I took my muscle relaxer. But yeah, we got to do first Blood In, Blood Out, and this is I already got the lineup for 2026, and I'm just gonna name it out real quick before. But Walt, let me get the list and just Walt, let me know what you got coming up, man.
Okay. Well, you want to read yours first, or you want to just?
You can go first. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I just want to say, I ain't got nothing coming up this week. I mean, coming up next week. But in the coming month, like next month, I'm going to be discussing top 10 like Kira Kufe because this is going to be something that I'm going to do on a regular, where I'm going to talk about famous composers and which particular movie that they composed that really hits you the most in terms of what's your favorite, And the first one I'm going to be discussing is Kira Kofube because, let's be honest, if you're a Kaiji Takasasu fan, he gave some great, fleshed out some good music in certain films. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a film that's special effects driven. It could be just something that a person likes that he did that really catch your ear in listening to it. And as far as that, I'm going to be doing a spot on talking about Broken Arrow, which is coming up 30 years old, because it turns 30 next month. Is it Broken Arrow? Yeah, Broken Arrow, and then
Is
like I
it
said,
a
down
John Travolta movie
John
And Christian
Travolta,
Slater.
Christian
with
Slater.
Christian Slater?
It's a
Yeah,
John Woo film, so yeah, gonna
that's
be
right,
this.
John Woo.
Yes.
But I was gonna ask you, brother. That's a good idea, man. We can do Blood In, Blood Out on your channel if you want to.
Well, it'll have to be like I say. It's not going to be. It's not going to be too serious. In fact, I'm gonna set it up where it'll probably be like the tail end of next month because I feel like
That's
with
fine.
y'all schedules, I want to make sure I get both you and film on there to discuss because I know that's another film dealing with the '90s that I feel like you two can relate to and
Yeah.
talk about.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, do it for set it up
Vatos
or
Locos for life.
There you go. See?
Vatos Locos
Was it?
forever, La Onda forever, Holmes.
See?
No, but
La Onda.
yeah, what do you call it? Yeah, bro, set it up whenever. It doesn't have to be whenever you set it up when you're ready. But yeah, we can do it on your channel because I think we can. It would be better on your channel because you haven't done one like that.
No, I have not done one of that, but it'll be the interesting one because I feel like that's such an enriching film, and knowing that it's like you told you the way y'all talked about it, it's like I watch it and it's like, and I really wanted to discuss it, but it's like we never really got to it. It's like you know what, hell, I got a platform. Why don't we discuss it on mine? You know, let's just do that. You know?
I mean, yeah, we can. I mean, we can do. I mean, we can do it like another. What do you call it? Co-promotion.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
you can do True Savage consensus number whatever, and then consensus slash Jedi Granville Productions.
Mm-hmm.
We can do that one for Blood In, Blood Out, and yeah, dude, and no, yeah, that dude, Blood In, Blood Out is that's great shit, bro. Like,
Oh no, it look like I said before. That's another example of.
I can make the video. I can make the intro video for it if you want. So
There you go.
And we can do that. But okay, so that's all you got for
right now. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the list that I got for the rest of 2026, and we already did Mid90s, so we scratched that one off, and then Fist of Fury for consensus coming next. That I'll be doing that next month, and then I'm gonna try to do 2 next month because I know I it's gonna come in next month and gotta have film on there, and we're gonna do a review for Predator Badlands.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I haven't seen it. Yet. And I haven't seen it yet, but I already pre-ordered it, but it's gonna not come till next month. So
Yeah, because that's what.
Yeah, so film if you want in on that one, bro. I want you on that one, bro. If you want to get on that one.
I'll do my best, man. I gotta watch the film too.
Yeah, and then after that one, I think for what's February, March, I want to do kids consensus.
Okay. Yeah,
1996, the film Kids.
Damn, I haven't seen that in years.
Yeah, and that one, if anybody thought that Mid90s or The Bully were freaking hardcore, fucking dude, Kids is fucking raw.
Like,
I got a quick fun fact in regards to Kids. Remember when Stevie sees one of the guys come out of his mom's room,
Yeah.
like zipping up his zipper,
Yeah.
that's a writer of Kids.
oh really?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Harmon Korine. Mm-hmm.
Oh, so I guess he knew about that then. I guess Jonah knew about that.
Well, it's one of the influences of this movie. Kids is one of them. Yeah. So.
Okay, well, good.
Yeah.
That shit. Another thing I didn't know. I mean, you would think I would know that, but yeah, it's just. Well, yeah, Kids is another great film that we'll talk. Walter hasn't seen it yet.
That movie's crazy.
I want to, dude. If he
you
thinks
think this movie's crazy? Shit.
Dude, you watch Kids, bro. You're literally gonna have to be like, holy shit, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna get you in awe a little bit because it's just very raw, dude.
It's raw.
It's very raw. It's not even rated, dude. It's not even rated. Like it's not even rated.
I think I remember saying it's not rated. Yeah.
So, but like I said, we'll talk about that when we wrap this up. But and then next for Sci-Fi Society, where is it? March, April. What do you call it? War of the Monsters. Sci-Fi Society. Probably me and just Jedi Granville. With Gamera versus aka Gamera versus Baruga. And then I hope D would want to get in on this one for consensus, but I'm gonna do after that one the Fast and the Furious, the first one. Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, that'd be 25. Yeah, let me say 25 years since the original came out.
And then got to get back to the G Man. Got to get back to the big G Man. After that, after Fast and Furious, gonna do Godzilla versus the Sea Monster, aka Ebra Horror of the Deep, the Sci-Fi Society. And then after that one, Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger, the Sci-Fi Society.
Yes.
And then the last one, hopefully to end that year, the Beastmaster, if D wants to be on that one.
Was it the Beastmaster? You said?
Yeah, with
Yeah,
Mark
Stinger in there.
Mark
and
Stinger.
Oh
Diego.
man, it's been so long.
Hey, but you
Classic.
Well,
yeah, you
yeah,
say,
Beast-
bro. You said, fuck, going slow, bro. Just fucking play all the good shit.
oh yeah, no,
Yes.
do your thing.
Right?
It's just no, do your thing, man. Like, but man, Beastmaster, wow, been so long.
But yeah, man. But hey,
It's
brothers,
been
like
a
I said,
minute.
to wrap it up, man. Last great film, bro. For me, one of my favorite films, man. Is it in the all time? I cannot say it's the all time, but I know it's in the top 20. And because I have to put more years into it, but I think it might hit my top 10 or top 5. But it's more of a, like I said, it's a period piece that really resonates with me, and I say it also resonates with the film fanatic. And I'm glad you guys took the time to watch it, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's kind of, it is it's got that raw aspect, but it's got a great story, great writing, great actors. And remember, two of the kids, fuck shit, the guy that played fuck shit, and Ray, those guys are actually pro skaters and they're models.
Yeah.
One's a pro
Yeah.
skater.
I mean, Sonny Soldier, he's a skater himself,
He's
isn't
also,
he? Is he pro?
I
don't know.
think he's pro. I think he's pro. But he's older now, dude. He's already like, I think he also does music. He does acting. I
He's in
remember,
his 20s now. So.
yeah, and Soljic, actually, Sonny Soljic was the voice capture for God of War and God of War Ragnarok.
Boy,
As Atreus. And
yeah, he's great.
all these
Great.
guys, like I said, this film was, bro. To me, it's a 10 out of 10, bro. I'll give you guys a rating. 10 out of 10 for me. Film, what's your rating?
It was a 9, definitely.
Okay.
Hit heavy.
Jedi.
I definitely have to give it a 10 out of 10.
Wow. Oh, dude. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting
No, I
that.
mean, because that's all that shows how hard it hit me. I mean, that's
You know why it's a 9? I'm missing 1 point. Why? Ask me. I have questions.
what is
One,
it? What's the
where the fuck was the store owner all this time?
Right.
Oh, you talk okay. Yeah.
You know what? That's one. And you know what? How the fuck did fuck shit not get arrested for crashing the car?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, another fun fact. That's Jonah Hill had a same car accident. That's why he put it in the film.
Okay.
Mhm.
In his youth.
So it's kind of like his story, but put in through
Yeah.
That makes
dude.
sense.
Hey, bros, but hey, man, like I said, bro, it's always, man. Just wanted to thank you guys again, man, for joining me, man. I mean, we did 3 hours, bro. Fuck it, but it went by so quick. It's always an honor and a privilege to have my boys Jedi and B from Fanatic on here, man. You guys are like truly like brothers to me, man. And I treasure your guys' friendship, your family to me, straight up family, bro. I would do what I can for you guys, man. And I'm glad you like this film. It's to me, it's like I said, you guys already know how much it hit me, man. But my brothers, man, I'm glad you guys were on here. And anybody who does watch this, since it's a pre-recording, man, this is Consensus Volume 4. And of course, we had two of my brothers, D Film Fanatic, aka Divine, aka Delicious, Delicious. And then we had my brother Jedi Granville, aka Sexual Chocolate, aka Big Wall, aka Luther Van Dross when he gets a little bit of the drank he drank. But and me guys, of course,
Sexy
Daniel,
Savage.
Sexy Savage. There you go.
Daniel, aka True Savage, representing the Sci-Fi Society. And remember, who is watching us three? We are also the Consensus crew, and this is the first Consensus video discussion for 2026. Thank you guys for watching. Everybody who supports my channel, it's well appreciated. But besides that, everyone, have a good night. Have a good weekend. and
He say.
we are all out of this bitch.
Fuck shit. That was
Fuck
dope.
shit. It
Fuck
was.
shit, that was dope.
Yeah.
I mean, just that whole story is like, that's pay-per-view, guys. Like, you don't get a lot of that stuff.
I'll write
No,
a book
but-
one day.